Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we are going to be playing Doom Eternal. We're going to be doing a wonderful guided meditation in which I'm going to lead you straight deep down into the place of love and peace within yourself. We are going to do chakra balancing from this chakra balancing book. If we're going to do some chakra balancing, we might as well do it from a reputable source. This is The Sevenfold Journey, Reclaiming Mind, Body, and Spirit Through the Chakras. This is the book that I used to cleanse my chakras when I was in a chakra balancing group years ago. So we've been going through this book. We are on Chakra 2, which is the water chakra. That's the element associated with it. And it's also a very powerful chakra, and it allows for things to move within your body. If you have any blockages, a lot of the time it's because Chakra 2 is currently messed up. It's not functioning properly, to say the least. We are also going to read from one of the greatest books ever written, the Tao Te Ching. This is Lao Tzu's masterpiece. This book has 81 verses, and each verse contains much wisdom. We've been reading through through an excellent book, Grimm's Fairy Tales. I found this old book of mine that my mom gave to me when I was 8 years old, and I never really read through it, in a long time. And so I've been reading these stories online, and so far people like what they've heard. So we're going to keep going with it. We're going to be playing chess because IRL, I am a chess instructor. That's what I do for a living. And I like to do games, Puzzle Rush, and lessons here on stream. So if you want to play me in chess, I'll play you in chess and give you a lesson as well. These are all sorts of the things that I stream. Hey, Herbert Smithens, man, what is up, friend? It's always good when you pop in. You always you're kind of one of the you're a regular now, dude. You're at that status, man. You are a regular. When you're not here, I'm always like, where's Herbert Smithens? Let's see. You say, yo, sickest bowl of ice cream straight at you. Hey, we got these ice cream bowls. We're gonna have ice cream wars one night, and we're each gonna have to try everyone else's favorite types of ice cream, and we'll have to rate them. So whatever type gets the highest rating, will win. We'll have 10 or 15 people in here doing it. So it should be pretty fun. Herbert, you say you ever want to do in real live streams, like walking around? Possibly. I've thought about the idea. So I have a friend who owns a 15-acre island in Byron, Illinois, right on the Rock River. And it's amazing, right? So this guy owns this 15-acre island. So I rent it out from him 1 or 2 weekends every summer. And me and a bunch of friends go out there and we go camping and we construct this huge effigy, and it's beautiful and we all have so much fun. And, we're out there, we're doing spiritual stuff. We do guided meditations, we do yoga, and we also party. It's just like a good time. It's me and a bunch of my friends getting together and having a great time. So I was thinking that it would be great to stream from the island. The problem is that it's tough to get decent reception out there. Like the signal's all fucked up out there, right? It's because it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's this random island that we rent out and have to ourselves for the whole weekend. So if I can find a way to get a good connection, I want to stream the burning of the effigy from the island. It's interesting. We all construct together, and we put parts of us, material parts of us that we no longer want to be associated with, things that we need to break. Like, for instance, I was in a relationship at one point, and this girl gave me this copper metal pendant. This girl Melody, right? And Melody and I, we had feelings for each other. We were dating. She gave me this copper pendant, as a token of her love. And anyways, I took this copper pendant, and after her and I, broke up, we dissolved. I took the copper pendant and I threw it in the hottest part of the burning effigy. So and watched it melt down. So it was pretty cool. It was a good experience. It was freeing. It was freeing in that sense. Let's see, Herbert, you say Bohemian Grove. I don't know what Bohemian Grove is. What is Bohemian Grove? I don't know what that is. In fact, I've never heard the two terms Bohemian and Grove, in the same sentence. I've never heard them in the same phrase. What do you mean by Bohemian Grove? All right. Well, it's the rich and powerful get together there and burn their effigies and walk around akin. Oh, naked. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of that. So I got my own little Bohemian Grove going, I guess. Agni's Playhouse, right? It's the island. It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse, but it's Agni instead of Pee-wee. I supplanted the guy because he got caught off pleasing himself in a adult movie theater, and lost his career. So like now someone has to run the Playhouse, so it might as well be Agni. All right, that's the way Playhouses work. I don't know how many of you know much about Playhouses. If like Pee-wee's was the first. He came out with Pee-wee's Playhouse, and then all of a sudden, like everyone's been trying to one up Pee-wee's Playhouse ever since. Ever since he fell from grace. By the way, he was in a few movies. He's had a lot of small parts, and he's had a few like major a few pretty significant roles in movies since then. But it took a while for him to get his career back after all that nonsense that went down. Yeah, Herbert, it would be cool, though, to hang with the rich and powerful and see. But, they'd probably be a bunch of tools, to be honest. Like, a lot of the rich and powerful are not into, like, doing things like helping one another and being altruistic and being kind to the people around them. So it might not be as much fun as you think. They might just be like, hey, I have this new jet. And then the next guy's like, well, I have a better jet. And then the next guy's like, well, I have the best jet. And then they all, like, get jealous that guy has the best jet. All right, Herbert. So we have order of operations, and I gotta ask it, but is JT lurking in the shadows? You might say you're always here, but you might not. I always have to ask it because I feel like I can't even move. I can't do anything without JT in the stream. I don't know. She might be washing her dogs and doing dishes at the same time. Come on, you're well. You gotta present yourself like JT. Think about it this way. Let's say Herbert and I were just like we were, I don't know, in New York City, right? Or we were at the Starbucks headquarters, right? Herbert and I were just hanging out. We're drinking our lattes in the Starbucks headquarters. And, we got a private room. We're going to have a private party, right? And Herbert and I are the first two there. And you walk into this private party. What are you going to do? Are you just not going to say anything? Are you going to be like, no, you're going to be like, hey, Agni, Herbert, what's going on? Good to see you guys. I can't believe we finally got together IRL. That's so cool. This is awesome, right? This is so awesome. You're not going to just be like silent. Picture this as like a real room, right? Like a real space. I mean, this is a real space. So it's like it's weird when you don't say anything, but I like talking with you. Sometimes we learn. Okay, yeah, and that's true. That's also you. Okay, JT is saying something very wise right now, so we need to acknowledge this. Sometimes we learn as a participant. Sometimes we learn as an observer, and that's absolutely true. That's great advice. I guess the main thing is that I always like to see when I see your name pop up in chat, even just to say hi. It's like, oh, hey, and then I'm always like, I always feel good. I always feel like, what my friend is here. My friend is here. So that's why I was getting on you about not saying, Spay, look who's here, Danny John. See, Danny John is doing it. She comes in and she's saying hi to everyone, right? Danny John, hello. How are you doing tonight? How's everything going with you? It's been so long since we've talked last. It's been too long. Like, where the fuck have you been hiding? We haven't talked forever. What's going on here? No, to be honest, Danny John and I actually just got done talking a little while ago. So it's cool to have her in chat, right? Hello. All right. A lot of my favorite people are here. Herbert, you say you are paranoid in this. You're paranoid in this. You want to be paranoid in this fantasy. In what fantasy? In the fantasy of the island? Do you want to go to the island? Is that what you're saying? I'm very intense about who I invite to the island because this is like a very important thing to me, and Danny John can attest to this, and so can JT probably. Actually, I think I've told her enough about the island. So this island is something that we almost lost because I brought a few friends early on that got really drunk and decided to take a can of spray paint and start spray painting up some of the trees on the island. Like my one friend wrote, like, in big drunken letters, "Be a person" on one of the trees, right? And then the owner, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And then the owner comes back and is like, dude, I let you rent out my island, and you're going to put graffiti all over it? You're going to tag my fucking island? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Get out of here. You're never coming back. And I was like, no, dude, no, that was just a drunken guy. He didn't want to hear it. He did not want to hear it. He was so pissed. It was his little piece of heaven. So it took me 9 months to talk my way back in his graces. You know, I had to be very, very apologetic. I had to do all sorts. I had to jump through all sorts of hoops just to like establish good rapport with this guy and get him to trust me enough to rent it out to me again. And then he put us on a probationary period where if we had one single fuck up, we were never going to be able to go back there again. And then finally, like, we got through it all, and now every trip's smooth. So like, you know, anyone I bring there, I have to make sure I know that person. And that they're not going to, fuck up the island. Like no tagging, no leaving big messes. Like the rule that I always have is that if you come to the island, you need to leave the island looking better than when you arrived, right? So as a group, we come to the island. I want that island to look better and cleaner than it did prior to us being there. That's my rule, and it's worked out pretty since. You're welcome to come, man. You're welcome to come to the island, if you want. But it's going to be an intense experience, and I'll need to talk with you and run through some ground rules, man, because I don't want to lose this island. This is something that's very dear to my heart. All right. Let's see. Danny John, you said, you were lurking until you started giving people shit about. All right. And this is Twitch. Okay. JT, I guess Danny's got your back tonight. That's a good point. That is a good point. Sometimes people just want to come in and lurk, right? But at the same time, like from a streamer's perspective, it's like, like let's say I had 10 people in here and no one was saying anything. At some point, I'm gonna have to be like, all right, stream's over. No one said anything. It's just me talking, and then it feels weird. But just a hi every now and then. And also then JT, if I know you're here, then I also know are you might be ready for a meditation, right? I can ask you. I can ask about your needs too, and make sure your needs are being met, right? And Danny John, right? If you're here, I know you probably want to get the meditation in sooner rather than later, right? You probably don't want the meditation to go on at 3 a.m, right? So now I know that you're here and that you're going to want the meditation sooner, so I can plan on doing the meditation sooner, right? And these are the reasons. These are the reasons. All right, let's see. Herbert, you said the Starbucks fantasy. I'm always paranoid in Starbucks. You're paranoid in Starbucks? That's where you get paranoid? That's interesting. I've never gotten paranoid in Starbucks. If I go to Starbucks, I just drink my coffee or tea or hot chocolate and do whatever I'm going to do. I never really get paranoid in there. It's usually just a bunch of people doing their own thing, it's not like a bar, it's kind of funny. Let's actually compare and contrast the Starbucks atmosphere from a bar atmosphere, right? How about a Starbucks and a dive bar, right? It's a very distinct feel. Or a lively bar, right? People in Starbucks are just kind of you know what, we want a little bit of human contact, but we want to keep our distance. We want to have some boundaries, right? It's not like people are going to Starbucks and just going from person to person talking to them, right? They're not like, hey, how's it going over there? We're both drinking coffee. Yeah, what's up, man? Do you have a black? Do you have your coffee black? I like my coffee black too. That's amazing. We should hang out, right? It's not like people are doing that. People are going to Starbucks with books and a laptop, and they're gonna go in there and they're gonna read. They're gonna do work. They're gonna do shit like that. Maybe you'll go there with a friend and you'll talk, but you're really not out there talking to every single person hanging out in Starbucks. Let's see, Herbert, you said you saw a beautiful specimen of an old New Jersey today. NJ, is that New Jersey? He was sitting in front of Bucks without a shirt, playing 50s music loud, and he rode away on a bike. I imagine him spending his summers growing up exactly like that. So beautiful. Really? Interesting. Sitting in front of the Starbucks without a shirt, playing 50s music loud. I like that. Man. That's cool. That's a good scene. That's definitely a good scene. Hey, Subi Blue's here. Good to see you, friend. Subi Blue is a streamer here on Twitch. He does Jackbox Party Pack games. He's also huge into the fitness and health community. His partner in crime, Muhanu, she used to stream a lot on Twitch. Now she's streaming, I believe, on Insight Timer, a super awesome yoga instructor. Go on Insight Timer, check her out, drop her a follow, and check out Subi, man. Subi's also a friend of the chat. How you doing, Subi? What's going on with you tonight, man? Let's see. Where else are we at? I think we. JT, you say you'll never leave you hanging. Yeah, I know, and I know I can count on you at the end. It's just sometimes it's just like it's just nice, if you say hi. But like what, I get it too though. I understand if there's days where you just want to lurk. That's totally fine. Like I'm not going to give you shit for lurking. Like that's I mean it's amazing that you even show up here. I'm amazed that you show up here, that you showed up here more than twice. Like with the shit that I speak, right? Like maybe you might not never ever want to come back here again, right? You love this place though. And I try to make it a good vibe. I do what I can to try to make this like a positive a place for people to come in and share whatever ideas are on their mind and speak freely, because we need to be able to speak freely. If we don't have a venue, if we don't have a medium via which we can communicate our ideas and express our feelings and thoughts to our fellow human beings, then what are we doing here, right? What are we doing? We're just living fake existences in which we only say the platitudes and the moral niceties that are expected of us, right? We don't want that. We want to be able to express who we are and how we feel. It's so important. Otherwise, that stuff gets bottled up, and then like, what are we doing? We can't even express who we feel. We feel like we got duct tape around our mouths and nooses around our necks, right? Okay, all right. Well, we got some good stuff going on right here. We are going to jump into Puzzle Rush. Danny John, by the way, a lot of this is on you. The time we do the meditation is going to be on you tonight. I'm leaving that in your corner. So if you want to if you are like freaking out and you want to do the meditation now, we'll do the meditation now. Otherwise, I'm going to do a little puzzle rush. It's 3 minutes. 3-minute puzzle rush. Those of you who don't know, I am a chess instructor IRL. And we're going to be doing some Puzzle Rush. Puzzle Rush is a game on chess.com. The goal is to solve as many chess puzzles as you can within 3 minutes. Most of them are checkmate puzzles and things of that nature. All right. JT, you say you only come here to stare at the candles behind you. You're just staring at the candles. You're not even here. You're not even here acknowledging the speaker. That's intense. I better keep those candles going, right? I'm gonna lose my top mod if if you're not otherwise. Like this could be a problem. All right, let's do a quick puzzle rush. I'm not even here. That's true. In fact, I was talking with a friend once. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna put. He said something witty, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna put that on my tombstone, And he's like, what are you gonna put on your grave? And I was like, Agni James, quote, I was never even here, end quote. How funny is that? That is all that will be on my grave. It's just literally gonna say, Agni James, I was never even here. I've never seen a grave with that. It will be so perfect because that's what my philosophy believes. That's literally what my metaphysics entails. It entails that we're not here, and when here, I'm talking about this phenomenal world. From the context of eternity, we never were really here. This is it's an illusion. It's a dream. Just like you wouldn't say that when you woke up from a dream that dream is actually reality. I don't believe this is reality. I believe the people. The people are the only things in this world that actually exist. All right, let's do some chess. Speaking of which, we're going from philosophy to chess now. Let's see how many puzzles I can solve in this 3-minute period. This is going to be intense. My high is 28. That's the best I've ever gotten. If I get in the 20s, I'm happy usually. Mate? What? Oh, white to move. Whoa. Oh, take. Wait, white to move. Take, and then push. I took way too much time. Way too much time on that. This is going to be a garbage score. So the puzzles get more difficult as you venture on. So this is going to be garbage. But I'm going to keep fighting. It's important to keep fighting in life when you're down. You just keep on going. Yeah, both of these are really, really, really tough. I'm not even seeing this one. Really challenging. All I'm seeing is this. I guess that does work. Oh yeah, all I'm seeing is the correct answer. Okay, that's all I'm seeing. So Yeah, if you're seeing the correct answer, you should go with the correct answer, I guess. Maybe that's the lesson. Okay, check and mate. Game over. And oops, yep, it works because the queen's guarding it. Beautiful. We got this check, and we got this mate. Take it. Throw this in, and then we have this fork, and we can win the queen. Here we got checkmate. All right, mate. Check. Oh no! All right, well, whatever. I missed one. That's mate. Take it. This. No, that's something's off here. Something's a little weird. What am I missing here? That's it to win the night. Oh, that was not easy. Oh, I botched that one. All right, let's do the next one. Very tricky. Oh, here we go. And that. All right. Next one, we got this and that. Oh, I'm in check. Just got to take with the knight. And mate. All right, and here we got. There we go, and that and this mate. All right. Wait, black to move. Okay, 22. 22 is a good score. 22 is a really good score. Like I had that fuck up early. I had that mess up early, and then I came back from that. That's good. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. All right, let's see. And so what else is going on in chat? What else is new in the world? I'm gonna wait. Maybe I should just be perfectly silent. Here, I'm gonna be perfectly silent until someone tells me what is new in the world. All right, right on cue. Right on cue. 3, 2, 1. Let's talk. JT and I are in sync tonight. We are in sync. All right. Well, if you guys are going to be a bunch of mopes, I'm going to play some Doom Eternal. So, if you want to do that, we'll play this game. Doom Eternal is amazing. It's one of my favorite games in the world. I believe it is the best first-person shooter ever made. I love Doom Eternal. All right. So we'll play it. I'm at an awesome part, by the way. This part is incredible. It's totally badass. Hey, Angel TX, how's it going? How's it going, friend? How are you tonight? Herbert, you say, I want to try multiplayer if it has it. So I don't know if it has a good multiplayer, and I have never been able to get my version to work. To To be perfectly honest, I am not sure why, but I like playing the single player, and I have this awesome part that I'm all loaded up on that I'm going to play. Angel TX, we're going to do some quick Doom Eternal. I don't know, I'll probably play like maybe 5 or 10 rounds of this part, and then we'll probably hop into meditation after that. I don't know what you're looking for tonight, but we'll get to everything. We're going to do some chakra balancing. We're going to do some chess. We're going to do some readings from the Tao Te Ching. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. But first, we're going to do some Doom Eternal. So let me get it all loaded up for everyone. Doom Eternal. All right, here we go. And I love this game, like I just got done saying. It's really tough, though. This is the hardest difficulty level, and yeah, it's definitely challenging. And let's get the volume back up. Oh, there's something else I want to do. I think the volume was weird for you guys before. All right, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. How does the volume sound on my voice and the game music? Can you guys hear the music of the game and my voice, or is my voice getting completely blocked out by the music? Let's see what y'all say. You can't hear game. All right, let's fix it. What about now? Can you hear the game now? I got it all the way. I got it loaded up all the way. So hopefully you'll be able to hear it now. Let me go back to the game even. Oh, now you can. All right, good. Yeah, the music for this game is incredible. It's done by some world-renowned metal musician. So let's go back to the game then. Let's play. Let's do it. Wait, that's not the game. Let's make sure everyone can see good. Hold on a second. We have this. We have this. Yeah, okay, we're all good. Everyone should be able to see it. Everyone should be able to hear it. This part is really intense. Okay, let's do it. I'll even turn this up all the way because it's better. All right. And I got to get the microphone out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Okay, so basically you got to shoot this guy in the head like right off the bat. Oh, I missed him. This is like the worst start I've ever had, by the way. This is like literally the worst start I've ever had. All right. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see if I can make something decent come of it. Nope. That was okay. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta shoot this guy in the head. That's my one warm-up round. All right. Let's try this again. There we go. Now you come this way, and this dude's gonna materialize right here. Bam. Okay, he's toast. I like coming in this route. This is the route that I found pretty good. That was a terrible round. That was a really bad engagement. All right, we're going to step it up. It always takes me about 5 games to warm up. I don't know why this dude's going over there. He never hangs out there. That's like the universe playing tricks on him. There we go. That guy's toast. That's good. I'm going to go through this portal. There we go. Oh, not that gun. Ah, tough. This is tough. This is tough. All right. Here we go. We're gonna go back. I still need to warm up. Still need to warm up. This is bad play. There's a certain flow that you have to get into to play this game. If you're not in that flow, you are toast. There we go. Okay, he's good. He's done. Yeah, now I'm starting to feel it. There we go. All right. Get out of here. That's all right. There we go. Starting to get into it. Whoa, that dude's like all over the place. Oh shit! This guy. So I take this guy out with a sword. You only get a couple tips of that sword though. This is a little risky, but there's a good reward possibility. Fuck! Move, move, move! Oh, where am I? I got lost in there. Go, go! I'm actually playing good here. This is actually good play, trust me. Alright. We've killed a lot of the big dudes. What do we got left here? What do we got all left? I like doing this outer ring pattern, where I circle on the outer ring. I don't even know who's all left. Who's all left? Oh, this guy. Shit. Ooh. Oh shit. Need some help. Almost dead. And I don't want to use the best gun in the game because it makes it too easy actually. Oh, that was a bad engagement. That was good though. That was my best run yet. That was a solid run. All right. Let's see what else we can do here. Now that I'm warmed up, let's go. Oh, this guy. This guy is too much. I gotta use the sword. Fuck. Oh, jeez. I didn't want to use the sword 3 times, but whatever. Sometimes you just gotta unintentionally use the sword 3 times, I guess. Alright. What do we got left here? We got a bunch of dudes left. This is not... Okay, we got that guy. So this guy... You do one of those, he swallows it, and then you can immediately... Whoa. Shit. I gotta get some rockets out against these dudes. Oh no, are you kidding me? Here we go. This is... Move. Oh man, so tough. This part is no joke. It is so much fun. If I have a little bit of a feel, force field. Gotta get out. Let's go, go, go. Move, 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 move. Oh, this guy. Oh shit. Ah, that was rough. It's fun though. Let me check in on chat. How are we doing in here? Herbert, you say I'm feeling it more. Yeah. JT, you do a protection spell with sage, and you'll do one with a different fragrant herb. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff you can do. You guys got to give me some good energy so I can beat this. So I can beat this part. This is not a joke. This is a ridiculously tough part. It's literally the hardest part up to this point in the game. And the guys do random spawning, but the beginning spawning is the same. So I can always kill that guy. At least right off the bat. That guy's dead already. There we go. This guy drops a lot of ammo. Oh man, terrible. Not a good engagement. There we go. Shit. Woo. Oh, not that gun. Not the gun that makes everything easier. Not the gun that makes life. I'll use a sword against this guy at least. It's like my one. There we go. It's gotta be locked in. I gotta be locked in. Okay. You always gotta look what's around the corner too. And this guy, you gotta hit him like that. Oh. Shit. They're the snake guys. I don't like those snake guys. What? That's weird. Just when they're glowing, that was an error in the game. When they're glowing like that, you can do what's called a glory kill. For some reason, I wasn't glory killing that guy. Should have been the case. I need a better gun for this guy. This guy, I hate this. This guy's like too much. Oh, yeah, he's a little bit too much sometimes. I usually just use the sword because you can one-hit him, but you only get 3 kills with that sword. There we go. Okay. There we go. Here. I'm gonna go back through there actually. No. Oh, I didn't have what I needed there. What about... There we go. Oh, if I could have just picked up that health. I needed one more second. It was a nice try. Sometimes you're gonna be fucked and there's some weird outs that you can have. This guy's gotta stop moving around. It's a problem. Okay. Go up here. There we go. Sit. Go back here. Oh shit! Yeah, this is not good. This guy. Look at this. I'm going crazy on this guy. He's not dying. That's why I use the sword against that dude. Let's see how chat's holding up. Alright. Herbert, you say you'll surround him with a cloud of protection. You don't know how to spell surround because you spell it once every 10 years. Yeah, I need these protection things, right? These protection spells. Herbert, were you practicing which? You dabbled in research. That's cool, though. It's cool that you got into it. And like I was saying, I think it's really weird that all these witches have manifested in my life recently. Like, you know, I used to know when I was like in my early teens, I knew some witches, but they weren't legit. You know, now a lot of like legit witches all of a sudden are like coming by me. This is like me walking through Starbucks. At least I'm on good terms with all the witches. That's like my main thing. I try to maintain good relations with all the witches. You don't want to piss off a witch, basically. That's the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's not something that's usually a good idea. So I keep it cordial. Some of them are actually really good friends. Oh shit! Go with the armor. Take it. The armor and health. What do we got going on over here? Oh, there's all that madness. Oh, I'd love to be able to. Oh, this guy's back in the picture. Jesus Christ! Oh, whoa! Oh no! What's going on? Post. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. I don't like the fact that I gave up. I feel like I gave up on that part a little early. That's not how you want to fight. I was like, oh, there's no way. But like, I actually had a little bit of an out. So I think I need to explore that. Missed it. This guy. I'm dead. Oh! Yeah, there's the best gun in the game. That was ridiculous. You don't want to use that, so I'm... See if I can headshot this guy. Oh, a little too slow. A little too slow. I'm ready, though. I'm feeling it. I'm ready. Yeah, that's a nice good start. All right. Hey, I'll take it. Oh, get in there. That was crazy that he got that hit on me. I got that guy up there? Alright. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Shit. Oh. Get out. That was too much, you know? They were swarming. These dudes are too much. Oh. There we go. Let's get out of here. I'm moving. This is so much fun, this part. Oh yeah, let's do it. Come on. There we go. This guy. Oh no, this guy. Alright, I'm gonna... The snake got me from behind. In life, you gotta be careful about those snakes. Let's see how everything's doing in chat. We good? Alright, Herbert, you say, you will convene the council of witches to absolve you of your sins, Egg. I don't believe I have any sins. That's my personal opinion. I don't believe the concept of sin exists. I believe that we make errors. You know, we do things that are incorrect. But I don't believe in the notion of like some stain or sin. I think that's just some weird mythology thing. Okay, but anyways, that means I'm very different from the whole Christian Judeo world, right? let's continue. We're gonna go kill some stuff. All right. Yeah, in order for me to believe in a given concept, I need some decent evidence. And I just don't feel like there's enough evidence out there to support the notion that there is such a thing, X, that is sin, and that it exists, and that it has an ontological status of, or that it exists. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm trying to play, and I should do philosophy while I play. Holy shit, I could be the Doom playing philosophy streamer. I should run a guided meditation. Alright, take a slow, deep inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly, and a slow, deep exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in. I should try to do this Zen. I should try to do this in a Zen state. I don't know if it's ever been done, a game like this. Let's try it out, though. Alright, breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath count. I'm actually playing really good right now. Breathe in through your nose. Uh-oh. There we go. Get out of here. I'll take it. As you inhale through your nose, oh shoot, visualize positive energy. Alright, this is actually really tough. It's going to require some practice to, fucking do a guided meditation while I'm doing this. I mean, this is, I don't know if it can be done. Oh, I needed to use the sword against the guy. Alright, let's see what Chad thinks of that. Control your breathing. Yeah, I'm not controlling my breathing. Alright, so we got to focus on the breath. I think that's the main thing. Because think about it. It would be cool if I could do a meditation while I'm playing this. That would show a lot about how you can be living in the external world, in the phenomenal world, and still be peaceful and calm with your internal state. Alright, let's try it out again. Okay. Find a comfortable seated position. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your belly. Breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath count. On toast. Yeah, that snake's no joke. I can't do it. I can't do the guided meditate. Let's try one more time. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. There we go, got that. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Whoa. It's so hard to stay focused on your breath while you're playing this. There we go. Hold on. Oh, that was wrong. I was supposed to get the glory kill. No, I can't do it. Doom is not compatible with meditation, my friends. Or at least with a good meditation. Alright, so I'm thinking we give this 5 more runs. 5 more tries. And then we'll break into some meditation. Oh, I missed? There we go. Bad engagement. 4 more runs. 4 more runs. I don't like how he's behind that thing. That's ridiculous. Like, why is he going behind it? He doesn't know where I am. Alright, there we go. Going this route. There we go. Out of here. It's like I was getting so much health and oh fuck. Yeah. Move! I got caught up on that side of the wall. Look at that. That stupid little part on the wall right there I got caught up on. 3 more runs. Oh, what? Now he's going back there? This guy never hangs out there. Oh, come on. There we go. He never hangs out there. That's like ridiculous. I've done this part 100 times and he's never been hanging out there. All of a sudden, like, he decides to hang out there. There we go. There's some health. Yeah. There's a lot of health right there. Get out. Nope. Wasted my best gun, which I had like 1 shell for. Fighting hard this round. Oh, no, I wanted this guy, yeah. Go out this way. Alright, well, at least this is an exciting round. I could actually really get that. These snakes are always messing around. I don't know. There we go. Oh, I needed that headshot. You get so much health from those guys. All right, 2 more times. Let's see what we can do here. Really? I can't even get this guy? There we go. Different setup, different pattern. So we got this guy coming for me. We got the whole crew, the whole fucking family here. I gotta get out of here immediately. If I have any chance of survival, and I gotta find one of those pointy head dudes. Pointy head dudes, where are you, man? Oh shit! Get out of here. Dude got me from behind. Alright, whatever. We'll do 1 more shot. 1 more shot, then we'll hop into guided meditation. I'm ready for this, guys. Yes! Oh, beautiful. That was a beautiful sequence. Right. This guy's here. I gotta get out of here, I guess. I'd love to be able to get a headshot on this guy. Got it! Oh, just a second too late. Look at all that health. Look at all that health and ammo. Alright, so that was Doom Eternal. Nice job. Nice job, everyone, for hanging out with me. I need the positive energy. We'll get back to that part at some other time. We did it though. All right. Yeah, it's apparently impossible to do meditation while you're playing that. Or maybe no, I don't think it's impossible. I think that's too strong of a word. I think it's just very difficult to do such a thing. All right. So, we always come out here with lots of excitement and energy and intensity. And we're always like, yay, yay, you know, the world, you know, what's going on in the world, right? And we're always like intense. But now I think we're going to slow things down. Fill up your water, get in some nice, comfortable clothes, and we're going to do some meditation because that's the focus of this. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay. And we are back. Settle in to a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths on your own. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Focus on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which blocks your third eye vision. Keep your focus on your breath. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds move together and merge into one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds move through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Focus on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing from your mind. And return your awareness to your breath. Breathe deeply, going down deep into your breath. Breathe slowly, slowing down your breath count. Notice any resistance to slowing down your breath. Do not judge it. Simply choose to be peaceful. Delve down deep into the perfect oxygen residing in your lungs. And feel it flowing throughout your body. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Which will awaken the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Stay true to your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And gently return your awareness to your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love emanating from this location. Along with the perfect peace that accompanies this love. Experience the warmth which survives here. And the boundless joy emanating from within. For in this place, you are one with all creation. In this place, you are as you were created. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which would hinder your evolution. Stay focused on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky, eventually disappearing from your mind. And return your focus to your breath count. fully inhale from your abdomen to your chest to your throat, filling the entire cavity with pure air. And fully exhale from the throat and the chest and the abdomen, releasing all stale air from your body. Keep your awareness on your slow and regular breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go all the way to your center point. The place inside of you that is at the center of your being. The locus of your power. At your center point, you exist in the place of the purest monism imaginable. And opposites cannot enter this location. For this place was created to eternally be as one. And what is one can never be two. focus on your center point. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you remember your true identity. At your center, you recall how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you remember your divine purpose. To spread love and light to all those whom you encounter. Here, at your center point, you remember that you are pure love. And being pure love, you flow eternally from the source of all creation. And in this place, you remember your divinity. And your love for all those whom you encounter. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Stay focused on your breath count. On your next breath, visualize positive healing energy flowing in through your nose. And as you exhale, visualize any negative energy flowing out through your mouth. And as you breathe in, visualize golden light flowing into your body. And as you exhale, release any toxicity from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all existential angst from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear and worry from your mind. Gently open your eyes, returning to the present moment. Bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide. I hope you derived much benefit from this practice. And I hope you'll be able to use the tool of meditation to calm yourself whenever you get stressed. Namaste. And that concludes our meditation. Thank you so much for participating. How was that? How was that meditation for everyone? I know I feel more calm and peaceful than I did prior to the meditation. I hope you all do too. JT, excellent. You enjoyed the meditation. Wonderful. And Herbert Smithens, you just got earbuds for the first day. And I was following you around your apartment, like the ghost, my great Aunt Lucy. How was that? That must have been interesting, right? To hear a guided meditation while you're moving throughout the place. That's cool, yeah. I actually need to invest in a pair of nice earbuds. That's one of my next purchases. If you have any good recommendations, Herbert, let me know, because I need to get some nice earbuds. All right, we are going to read from one of the greatest books ever written, the Tao Te Ching. There are 81 passages of the Tao, and we are on passage, I believe, 14 or 15. So let me get some light so I can actually read. We should stretch out a little bit too. It's good to stretch out. Oh, sorry that you couldn't see my face. Sometimes that happens in life. All right. Just a little bit of stretching can go a long way. All right. I think everything's back to normal. Herbert, you say, you saw Just Chatting has 285,000 viewers, and Fitness and Health only has 910. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things, right? When I first started streaming, I wasn't sure where I fit in, right? Because some of my content is just chatting, and some of my content is health related, right? Philosophy and meditation. And then some of my content is chess and Doom Eternal and chakra balancing, right? So yeah, I mean, Just Chatting is a ridiculously huge community. I guess not a lot of people go onto Twitch for fitness and health related stuff, and usually the people that do are bodybuilders. They're doing weightlifting streams. It is an interesting disparity. I can't even talk. I got that Zen feeling going from the post meditation. After you do yoga or Qigong, Kumnae, you get that Zen feeling, and I got that going. But yeah, my thoughts. I mean, I guess most people, don't want to do the work of meditation and yoga, or else they do it through different mediums. Twitch is primarily for gaming, and then they got the huge Just Chatting category. All right, let's see. Okay, and we are on verse 14. This is the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu's masterpiece. It was written a couple thousand years ago. Lao Tzu was a historian or librarian of the city-state, the wisest guy in town, basically, the wisest guy in the area. And one day he just packed up and started wandering off into the desert. He was fed up with society. He had had enough. And the guard at the gate tried to convince him, pleading with him to stay. And Lao Tzu said, "No, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm done with this nonsense." And so the guard's like, "Well, if you're going to leave, could you at least write down some of your wisdom? Write it down in a book." And so Lao Tzu stayed overnight and wrote these 81 passages, and that's what became of the Tao Te Ching, and this founded Taoism, and then he disappeared into the desert. Verse 14. Oh, and by the way, the Tao, this weird word that's spelled Tao, right? It's pronounced with a D, Tao. The Tao Te Ching, that means the way. So it's like it is the path. That's what he's referring to. The way gives them life, and virtue rears them. Things take shape, and vessels are formed. Hence, the myriad creatures all revere the way and honor virtue. The way in being revered, and virtue in being honored are constantly so of themselves without anyone bestowing nobility on them. The way gives them life and rears them, brings them up and accomplishes them, brings them to fruition and maturity, feeds and shelters them. It gives them life without claiming to possess them. It benefits them, yet exacts no gratitude for this. It is the steward, yet exercises no authority over them. Such is called dark virtue. Ooh. Wow. Lao Tzu is pretty poetic, let me tell you. That was a beautiful passage. There's a lot in there, a lot of deep content. So let's read it one more time and then try to unpack some of it. The way gives them life, and virtue rears them. Things take shape, and vessels are formed. Hence, the myriad creatures all revere the way and honor virtue. The way in being revered and virtue in being honored are constantly so of themselves without anyone bestowing nobility on them. The way gives them life and rears them, brings them up and accomplishes them, brings them to fruition and maturity, feeds and shelters them. It gives them life without claiming to possess them. It benefits them, yet exacts no gratitude for this. It is the steward, yet exercises no authority over them. Such is called dark virtue. Okay, that is cool. And it sounds like Lao Tzu is saying that the way, the Tao, gives us everything we need. It takes care of us and exacts nothing in return. It doesn't expect us to give it anything, but it gives its entire self to us. Like, what an amazing thing, right? To just give itself to us and expect nothing in return. It's just pure love and light, and it flows into us. It's beautiful. And yeah, and it doesn't claim to be its master, to be our master, right? It just is. It just is. It's just the path, the way, the Tao, and it's beautiful. That's a cool one. Herbert Smithens, you say, did it absolve you of your sins? Well, I mean, I don't know what Lao Tzu's take on sin was, to be honest, to be perfectly honest. I don't know what his take is on that. I can say from my perspective, I never believed in the concept of sin. I think that's a fiction, a Christian Judeo fiction, that we're born with, like, tainted or wrong. I feel like it just seems like a controlling method, right? It's like, hey, there's this problem. You're born, with some eternal sin in you, right? This newborn baby is guilty of something, right? And then when you grow up, it's like, how do you fix this problem? It's like, oh, you subscribe to our religion, right? And if you subscribe to our religion, we'll have a priest forgive you of your sins, right? You can confess and be forgiven, right? And that seems like an old school marketing ploy, right? That's like one of the original marketing ploys that's been around. That's at least what I think. If you're a Christian and believe in that, or if you're Jewish and believe in that, or whatever. Actually, do Jews even believe in that? I don't know. But anyways, if you're a Christian and believe in that, then that's fine. That's totally cool. That's your opinion, and I have mine also. It always felt weird to me, the notion of sin. I feel like we make mistakes. I feel like we make errors. And of course we're going to make errors because we have a finite amount of knowledge, right? And we have a finite amount of processing power. So we have we're these limited finite beings within these corporeal bodies, right? And we only take in a tiny little bit of data from the totality of data out there, right? All we really have are our five senses and the instruments that we build from our five senses, like microscopes and telescopes and MRIs and things like that, right? And we use all this instrumentation to try to understand all of totality, right? The problem is we have this amount of information of the total data that exists. So of the total amount of data that exists, we have the most minuscule amount possible. And it's filtered through our five senses, so we're losing data there. And once we get it and process it, our minds are not powerful enough. They're nowhere near powerful enough to process it and extrapolate and form any kind of accurate depiction of reality. So what we create is what Kant referred to as the phenomenal world. Immanuel Kant, famous Enlightenment philosopher, changed the course of Western philosophy forever. Drew the distinction between the noumenal realm and the phenomenal realm. The phenomenal realm is the world of appearances. It's the world of sensory experience. It's like the typical world that we experience on a day-to-day basis. The noumenal realm is the way things actually are. So we're filtering data. We only have a little bit of data. But if we could see everything that was actually going on, if we could experience that, that would be the noumenal realm. And he argues that we really don't have access to the noumenal world. I argue that we do via modes such as meditation and yoga and Qigong and Kumnaya. But, who knows who's right at the end of the day. Another famous philosopher, Schopenhauer, followed in Kant's footsteps. And he believed that we can actually use our bodies as tools to access the noumenal realm, kind of like a backdoor method of getting to access reality as it actually is, not as it appears to us. And that's always the distinction between phenomenal and noumenal realm, reality as it actually is as opposed to how it looks, right? It's the equivalent of seeing a mirage, right? Sometimes you'll see something that's not there. You'll look in water and you'll see like an oar that's bent. This is a famous example from Plato, right? Plato's like, hey, you look in the water, if there's an oar in that water, it's going to look bent. If it's at a certain angle, you're going to be looking at it and the oar is going to be bent. But the question is it really bent? Well, no, right? You reach in the water, you pull it out and you're like, that's a straight oar. That oar is straight, right? But, if you're looking at it, it looks bent. And that's what he believes this whole reality is. This, you go to work, drive around in a car, all that stuff. You're perceiving things a certain way, but we're not actually perceiving things as they actually are, according to Kant. All right. Hey, Aristotle, man. Aristotle, how is it going, friend? Big shout out to my buddy Aristotle. A super awesome dude. I had the honor of hanging out in his stream tonight, and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. He's got a PhD in philosophy. He knows just about everything there is to know about ethics. He knows a great deal about the ancient philosophers and ancient philosophy. He's into metal, super nice guy. And any question you give him, he'll take it and he'll consider it sincerely. And he's not going to make you feel dumb. That's one thing I'll say about him. There's some philosophers that are like, oh, hey, you're going to ask this question. I'm going to make you look like a fool. I'm going to make you look like an idiot for even asking this question. He's great. He's kind and compassionate. And even if the question is very basic, or even if the question misfires for some reason, like it's like a non-starter, right? He's at least going to let you down gently. He's at least going to let you down gently and not just call you an idiot. So let's see. Aristotle, you say how I get a shawty who gave me a noumenal nut. Oh man. Yeah, I know you're not a fan of Kant, man. And you know what? I've been meaning to talk to you. I've been seriously meaning to talk to you about this. You and Noga are not the biggest fans of Kant, right? You guys like to rip him apart, but he did change the course of Western philosophy forever, man. We had Descartes, right? Who's like, hey, let's completely change things, right? He was the first real philosopher who changed things since what? Aristotle? Aristotle. I just said your name. I'm saying your name now when I'm trying to say Aristotle. That's kind of funny. Dude, I'm gonna go to a philosophy conference one day, and I'm gonna be like talking to people, and I'm gonna be like, well, Aristotle said this. But yeah, so we had Descartes, right? He changed things because he was like, hey, let's throw some skeptical arguments on this. Let's cast this notion of skepticism on Western philosophy, and let's see, let's undertake this journey of what it is that we actually can know, right? So he underwent this epistemological journey where he basically started from the notion that we don't know, I don't know anything. What can I actually know, right? And, he came up with this famous, I think, therefore I am, right? And then everyone's like, okay, cool, even if, we at least exist in some level, right? Even if we're just a thought in another being's mind, we have some level of existence because, if you think, you have to exist on some level, one would think, right? But then again, I don't think he really considered the notion that what if we're not the thinker thinking our thoughts, right? He never considered that. He's presupposing an I with I think, therefore I am. So it gets a little dicey. There have been a lot of philosophers that are like, I don't know. Descartes' cogito is not really looking as strong as we thought, But yeah, that's just so. Then we had Descartes, and then we had Kant, right? And Kant was like the last Enlightenment thinker, He was the dude that just came in at the end of the Enlightenment, and was like, hey, I got some important shit to say, and it was Hume. It was David Hume that quote woke him from his dogmatic slumber, right? That's what we say. Kant was famously quoted as that. He's like, I was just enjoying my time as, what was he, a librarian, I think? He was a librarian in Austria, I think it was. And he's like just enjoying his time. He's just like, doing reading and just doing his thing. I think he's teaching school to like grade kids or something, which is kind of weird. But anyways, so, he's this, brilliant mind, but just living a very low-key life. And then David Hume writes up some stuff. Some of it was on causation. Some of it was on some other stuff. And Kant just, like, fucking lost his shit and was like, hey, you know what? This is wrong. This is incorrect. And I'm going to show why it's wrong. And so he just wrote the Critique of Pure Reason. It was basically an all-out assault on what David Hume had to say, and he tore him to shreds. He ripped him apart. I mean, and David Hume was like the playboy at the time. He was like this English playboy type guy who everyone loved. David Hume. He was the man, right? And Kant's just like this nobody who comes in and is just like, hey, Hume, guess what? You're totally fucking wrong. You're totally wrong. So here's my metaphysics. Here's my critique of pure reason. And it was a pretty cool moment in the history of Western philosophy. Let's see. All right. To Aristotle, you say, thanks for hanging in the stream today. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Everyone check out Aristotle. Drop him a follow. He's just a great dude. We need more genuine people in the world. That's what we need. We need more people that are willing to just say what they feel, right? Say what's on their mind and not be so concerned about what, whether someone is going to, like what they say or not, Because if you truly believe something, if there's something in your heart that you want to express, it doesn't do you a good service to hold it in, it doesn't. And I'm not saying you tell your grandmother that you like banging, women all the time, right? Like, I'm not, of course, right? You're not going to say that. You be tactful, but I just still feel like a little bit more communication is good sometimes, especially in a culture where it sometimes feels like you're not allowed to express oneself, right? And there are certain issues that are very challenging and very difficult to talk about, right? Especially in current Western culture, right? And, we know what those are, right? Things that can get you canceled, right? If you talk about, I don't know, if you talk about like racism, if you talk about, COVID, right? If you talk about, there's a lot of things that can get you canceled if you say the wrong things. I get it. That's what it is. I mean, and with vaccines and stuff, obviously, I'm a firm believer in vaccines. I think we should all get vaccinated. That's my view, right? So I think with vaccines, there's a little more. It's a little more important, I guess, to be able to express, just like scientific evidence that's going to say, hey, look, if you take the vaccine, you're less likely to die. Do you want to die? So if you take the vaccine, you're less likely to die. And then, do you want to die? No. Therefore, one should take the vaccine, right? We need to like that's something that should be considered, right? But at the same time, I don't know, like with other things, there's sometimes people get all fired up, even if you're just asking questions, right? I'm a big proponent of asking questions, of really like trying to delve in and making sure things are sound, right? Because there have been plenty of things that we accepted as a society at certain times in existence that were totally, widely accepted by everyone. And then, years later, we came to realize it was all bullshit, right? I mean, this goes in. I'm going to just do a quick thing on pessimistic meta-induction, right? This is the strongest argument launched against scientific realism, all right? And the argument goes like this. So at one point, humanity believed in theory X, right? Scientific theory X. We said scientific theory X is true. It's definitely what people should believe. It's the prevailing theory that is going to explain all this phenomenon. It has great utility if you believe in it. It integrates well with the rest of science, right? It's easily integrated with the rest of science. That's theory X. But then, give enough time, theory X is supplanted by theory Y. And now you have this new theory that has even more explanatory power and has greater utility and is better integrated with the rest of science, right? It meets all these criteria from philosophy of science of what constitutes a good theory, right? But then over time, so then everyone says, yes, theory Y is true. We absolutely believe theory Y is true, right? And then over time, theory Y is supplanted by theory Z. And then we have a new theory, and it's like, okay, theory Z is true. Everyone should believe in theory Z because it has more explanatory powers than theories X and Y, and it fits in better with the rest of science. And, it has more utility than those other theories that it supplanted, right? So the question is, if all of our theories are going to keep being supplanted by new theories, how are we justified at any given moment in saying that the current scientific theory that we hold is true? And I'm talking about, capital T truth in a philosopher's sense. I mean, like legitimately true. I'm not saying it's just like kind of right. And I think the notion of approximate truth that philosophers like to use has a lot of holes. I've always found it's not compelling to use that notion of approximate truth. Now, one might say, a lot of pushback is like, well, wait a minute. These theories still maintained their strongest components, right? So like the strongest features of theory X are found in theory Y, and the strongest features of theory Y are found in theory Z. So we're actually getting closer to the truth, right? And we're actually moving in the right direction. But it turns out that is not the case. So when theory X is supplanted, typically what happens is the entire foundation is eventually wiped out. So all the foundational assumptions and beliefs that comprise that entire theory, or a lot of them, are completely wiped out, and new foundational beliefs are supplanted in theory Y. And then when theory Y is deemed unacceptable, we've completely wiped out the foundation of that. And then we believe in theory Z. So it just seems fucking bizarre to hold that any one of these theories is true. Now, that's not to say that they don't have utility, and this is a very important point that I need to make. Science has a tremendous amount of utility for this phenomenal world, right? For this phenomenal world. Science allows us to build bridges and cure diseases and save people's lives and increase the quality of life and build airplanes and go to the moon and do all sorts of cool shit. Science is amazing. I love science. I actually as an undergrad, I studied molecular biology and psychology. I was a double major. I love science. I have a very strong scientific background. So I'm not dissing science here. A lot of people are like, wait, this guy's anti-science, blah, blah, blah. I'm not dissing science. What I am saying is that science is able to point out things in our sensory world, but it's not able to get at things at the foundational level of the nature of reality, right? And Kant kind of showed that with the noumenal realm. We don't really have access to that. It's pretty hard. I mean, maybe through meditation and internal energy arts, we can access it to a certain level, a certain degree. But for the most part, we're stuck. We're slaves to our senses, right? Our senses have taken such a small amount of data, and then we have to use our limited processing power to extrapolate from that data to project the world that we see, right? So anyways, yeah, it's just important to note that there's a difference between something being true and something having and something just having utility. So something being true, like absolute capital T truth, and something being super useful, like saving your grandmother's life or saving, your kid's life, right? Just because something is a good tool that enables us to do something we want in the world doesn't mean it's true. And that is the important distinction that must be made. My favorite philosophy of science professor at where I went to graduate school was awesome. She had a PhD in physics and a PhD in philosophy. She was a total badass, right? And she's from Italy and amazing on top of that, right? Really awesome, wonderful human being, super, super kind, loving person, right? And so listen, so she's a scientist. She's as hardcore scientist as you can be. She literally has a PhD in philosophy. And she's saying the same thing that I am. She's saying the same thing I am. Hey, wait a minute. It doesn't really seem like these theories that are constantly supplanted from one to the next with completely different foundational premises are that we're actually justified in holding that these are true. But we are justified in using them. Right, so that's a really important key distinction that needs to be made, and it's a little bit subtle. So I don't always like to talk about it on stream because it might be hard for people to get if they don't have a science and philosophy background. All right, Aristotle, you say Kant is easily one of the most influential philosophers ever. Yeah, right. Aristotle, Kant, Hume, and Wittgenstein. Aristotle. Okay, so wow. That is an interesting order. I like it. It's interesting. I like how you include Hume in there. I don't know if I would include Hume in there, and it's interesting that you don't put Plato in there either. People could argue that Plato could be in that list, right? Hume did some amazing stuff with causation, and we've been in a mess. Like, our understanding of causation used to be so simple. It was like, oh, if you're hitting like a billiard ball and you hit one ball into another, and that ball is going to cause the ball that got hit to hit another ball, and that's causation, right? So that was the prevailing view of causation prior to Hume, right? And then Hume comes along and is like, hey, you know what? Let's completely throw causation for a loop. Let's completely dismantle the notion of causation. And here's why, right? So when we say a certain event causes another event, like let's say you walk in, this is the example I like to give. You walk into your office and the rug is all bunched up, right? And you trip on the rug when you walk in and you fall and you break your ankle, right? It's like, okay, well, why did you break your ankle? And you say, oh, if someone asks you, why did you break your ankle? You're like, oh, because the rug was all bunched up when I walked into my office and I tripped and I fell and I broke it. That's the reason I broke my ankle. Well, maybe that's one explanation, right? But is it the actual cause, right? Because another cause of you breaking your ankle could be the fact that the custodian who was in your office cleaning everything up a few hours earlier bunched up your rug, right? So actually the reason you broke your ankle was because the custodian bunched up your rug, right? Or wait a minute, hold on. That's another explanation, but we could give another equally, compelling explanation, right? The reason you broke your ankle was because the gas station that you went to had gas today, right? And you were able to fill up your car and get gas, and because of that, you were able to get to work and get to your office, and and then you broke your ankle. Wait a minute. Maybe that's not the reason you broke your ankle. Maybe the reason you broke your ankle is because you decided to get out of bed in the morning, right? And then you can see where this is going. Maybe the reason you broke your ankle was because you were fucking born. Maybe the reason you broke your ankle was if you take a determinist route, maybe the reason without free will, maybe the reason you broke your ankle is because at the moment of the Big Bang, it was determined that you were going to break your ankle at this point, right? So the Big Bang is actually the reason why you fucking broke your ankle, right? So like causation is a mess now. I don't think we haven't really made a tremendous amount of progress on causation, from my understanding. Aristotle, maybe you know if we've made some more progress on causation lately, but it seems like something we got to work on. All right. Oh, and by the way, who do you like better, the young or old Wittgenstein? Which one do you like? Do you like the young one who had such a profound influence on the logical positivists, or do you like the older one who was writing uncertainty and things like that, and kind of more I think a little deeper and more wide scope? I think his scope was a little wider. Let's see. Aristotle, you say it shouldn't even be a controversy. Vaccines work, man, and they protect others. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I know what you're saying, man. I mean, there's a reason I got vaccinated. There's literally a reason I got vaccinated, right? But you know, at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. There's what has happened is, I feel like there's been a great amount of distrust that's been seeded into everyone throughout, you know, not everyone, but a lot of people in the population, right? And a lot of people don't know credible sources. Right? So like, you know, I mean, some people don't have a chance, right? Let's say you're a single mom with four kids, right? And you grew up in a poor rural town in, I don't know, Alabama, right? And you got 4 kids, right? And, you know, your neighbor and everyone in your community is like, hey, you know, vaccines are putting microchips in your body, and you're uneducated, you don't know that. So you're like, okay, I'm going to try to figure this out. So you go online and, you know, to some websites that your friend, you know, gives you that, like, I don't know, say that vaccines are putting microchips in your body, and you read, you know, the lines on you read the text in the website, and you're like, oh, look, it says here that science supports this, and you know, so therefore, you know, and I'm busy with 4 kids, so I don't have any time to research this, right? And even if I did have time, like, my understanding of the methodology that they used in this weird experiment is I'm probably not going to be able to critically analyze this, because I got 4 kids screaming at me right now, right? So it's like, I don't blame someone who doesn't take vaccines, and it's, you know, it's like, you know, a lot of people don't have access to the right information, to good information about it, and then some people do, and some people choose to ignore it, and some people just are very distrustful of everything, right? They don't trust everything. But yeah, I don't know. My view, though, is that vaccines are good in this situation. It will be interesting, though. The funny thing is, though, I will say this: if like 40 years from now, it turns out that, like, these vaccines actually like kill everyone, kill humanity, like all the conspiracy theorists are right, like, I don't know, I'll come on stream and I'll give a public apology. I'm kidding. It's not going to happen, but I will come on stream and I'll give a public apology, and I'll say you never have to believe anything I say again. All right, Aristotle, you say Wittgenstein is tough, man. If you're picking a logical positivist, then you're gonna pick A.J. Iyer. Yep. If you're picking an obscure, context-sensitive person, you're going Hegel. Dude, Hegel is someone I know nothing about. His phenomenology, like, dude, I never studied Hegel. I don't even know. I think I read like one short thing from Hegel, man, and that was it. Like, I know nothing about the guy. I mean, people love him. Some people love him. You know, some people are still talking up Hegel and trying to do the Hegelian approach to you know, to all this shit. But like, I don't even know what he's about, man. Like, my knowledge of Hegel is that limited. Aristotle, you say, honestly, don't bother. You love him, but he's a time sink. Yeah. I mean, the guys that I know, yeah, I agree with that, because the guys that I know that are into Hegel are like really in and devote a lot of time to his stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's a well-respected philosopher. You know, he's got a lot of street cred, right? he's got more street cred than I do in the philosophical world. All right, let's do some chess, man. Oh, no. Okay, we just did the Tao Te Ching. I have Grimm's Fairy Tales. Aristotle, I don't know if you know about this, but I've been reading from Grimm's Fairy Tales. This is an incredible book. I got this when I was 8 years old from my mom, and it's been sitting collecting dust all these years, and I just picked it up recently, and I started reading it. I'm like, man, this is great. This is genius stuff. So like, yeah, we've been going through and reading Grimm's Fairy Tales. And we are on King Thrushbeard, and we're going to read that tonight. And, you know, they're short, so you can get through them pretty quick, right? How many pages is King Thrushbeard? Oh, wow, it's only It's only 4 pages. Yeah, we can get or 5 pages. We can get through King Thrushbeard pretty soon. It's a good one. It's a good one. We're gonna get through this in just a minute. Aristotle, you say let's see. Go read some Camus and get your dick sucked. Better use of your time. I like reading Camus. I like reading Camus. I got some Camus right here. I'm rereading The Rebel, man. I forget. Did I even ask you? I always forget if I ask people this. Did you read The Rebel ever? It's an interesting one. He talks about the differences between metaphysical rebellion and personal rebellion. And he also argues that a true revolution has never occurred, which is kind of interesting because, a lot of people think, there's been revolutions throughout history. He says, no revolution has ever occurred. There's actually only been rebellions. And I think he's got a fair point. He's basically saying a revolution is so drastically different to the previous state that it can't even happen. It just can't even happen. There's too many. I think his argument is that there's too many foundational notions that are carried over into the next into the next regime or whatever. There's too much culture embedded. Maybe that's, or maybe I'm misreading him. But we're gonna. And you also love Aesop's fables. Yeah, Aesop's fables are great. Grimm's fairy tales are amazing. All right, I'm gonna fill up my water and run to the bathroom, and I'll be back, and we're gonna read Grimm's fairy tales. I will see you in just a moment. All right, we are back. We are ready for Grimm's fairy tales. We are ready for Grimm's fairy tales. Aristotle, you say Kuhnian paradigm shift, Camusian revolution. You're asking that as a question. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have to put that. Oh, are they similar? I'm gonna have to put some thought into that. That's not something I want to gloss over lightly. That's like a legit serious question. Let me write it down so I can really put some thought into that. That's not something I have. It's not something I have enough. I just haven't. I've never thought about the two in respect to one another. But I do want to get back to you about this. All right, so I got this. All right, here we go. Let's get this in here. By the way, Kuhn was the man. I really, I have a tremendous amount of respect for his philosophy, what he's done for philosophy, and revolution. Okay, cool. Are they similar? They're similar. As in, previous one is incommensurable with the preceding one. We'll have to look into that. Kuhn's theory is sexy as hell and is really challenging. Let me show you. Let me see the stuff I've read from Kuhn. I got. By the way, this is a badass book, man. This is a really badass book for philosophy of science. All it is, it's just a bunch of the best fucking articles ever written in philosophy of science. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing the wealth of information in this book. And I know Kuhn did a bunch of writings in here. Oh wow, there's so much. Yeah, he's number 2. It literally starts with Karl Popper, who's a badass. By the way, I don't know. Do you know much about Karl Popper, Aristotle? I'm interested because I have a cool story to tell you about Karl Popper if you don't know much about it. Hey, Soy Boy, how's it going, friend? Good to see you. Welcome in. We're doing some philosophy right now. Aristotle has a PhD in philosophy. I have a master's in philosophy, and we're talking some philosophy right now. We're gonna get into Grimm's fairy tales, which is different. Well, it has some very philosophical aspects to it too, actually. Also, there's a lot of humor in that, right? But we're looking at Kuhn right now. All right, so let me tell you a quick story about Karl Popper. So Popper was one of the best debaters and dismantlers of opponents' theories, like in the history of man. This guy was incredible. In fact, what you would do is people would come to Popper and to debate him, right? And they would give him their entire argument, and not just in debate, like maybe in writings over the course of writings, right? So someone would be arguing against Popper, and they would be like, all right, you should believe in my theory because of X, Y, and Z. And Popper wouldn't just start attacking what they had to say. So this is cool, right? He wouldn't just start dismantling them right away. What he would do is he would bolster their argument. He'd be like, oh, no, look, this part isn't going to work. This part isn't going to work here because of this, because of X. So let's make it stronger. And then they're like feeling good. They're like, whoa, my argument's way stronger now. And then he's like, and look, theory, your proposition Y doesn't fly because of this other factor. So, but I have a way around it. I can make it even stronger for you. I can really build this thing up. And then people are getting like super excited, right? Because Karl Popper of all people is like bolstering up their theories, right? And then he's like, and here, theory Z, we gotta change this a little bit because it's gonna form a contradiction with this earlier statement, if in this sense, right? And so like basically he makes theory Z or part Z really strong, right? So he's coming up with ways to make your theory stronger. So he pushes it up to the highest it could possibly get. So now your theory is super compelling, right? You have this like amazing cogent argument for whatever you're arguing, and you're feeling great. And then from that pinnacle of your argument, of the height of your argument, he just fucking systematically dismantles it. step by step by step. So not only could your original argument not hold in Popper's world, right? Because he could just easily tearing it apart there. But even the one that has been maxed out, the one that has has become the most brilliant it could possibly be, is just torn to shreds. That's why Karl Popper was a badass. He didn't have a lot of friends though. Oh man, this is good. This is good. Soy boy, soy boy, man, soy boy. That's intense. You got some intense statements tonight. You come in bursting with energy. I recommend this book, by the way. You should check it out. Along with this book, one of the greatest books ever written, the Tao Te Ching. That I just dropped on the floor. Lao Tzu's very happy. I'm disrespecting his book. This book's pretty good too. Camus the Rebel. And then we've been cleansing our chakras on top of that with the sevenfold journey, reclaiming mind, body, and spirit through the chakras. Who doesn't want to cleanse chakra, right? Okay. Quine philosophy of science, God, man. I mean, what else? Where else are you gonna go with Quine? He's in here too. Let's see where they put him. So Popper was one. Oh, look at this. Literally look at. All right. There we go. I'm back. I said some of the best shit ever. I said some amazing shit there. Oh, man. That was great content. All right, Jacobovich, thank you for the follow. I'm not typically muted. I was saying some amazing things. Basically, everything I was saying there should be taken as pure dogma. It's like the best knowledge you'll ever get in your life. I hope you all appreciated it. Jacobovich, you say, hello, light being. Well, thank you so much. I much appreciated. Yeah, we today we did a reading from Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching. All right, and we did a guided meditation, and we have yet to do some chakra balancing. We kind of got sidetracked, not sidetracked, but we've been talking about philosophy. We've been talking about a lot of philosophy lately. So yeah, hello everyone. Let's see. Jacob, where are you from anyway? What's your thing? And we're gonna do some chess too in a little bit. I try to mix it up. I try to do like a lot of different content. All right. Oh, Croatia, nice, cool, yeah. All right. We're going to be doing something really interesting right now. This is a new segment. This is a new thing that I've added to the stream recently. A reading from Grimm's Fairy Tales. And maybe I'll give some critical analysis afterwards. Oh, geez, you need a new car. Soy Boy needs a new car? Get a new car, man. Get a new car. Buy a new Tesla. Support Aristotle's favorite guy, Elon Musk. I know Aristotle's got a thing for Elon, right? All right, here we go. King Thrushbeard. There once was a king who had a daughter. She was more beautiful than words can tell, but at the same time so proud and haughty that no man who came to woo her was good enough for her. She turned away one after another and even mocked them. Dude, that is intense. Dude, like male suitors are just coming up to you. You're like, hey, how's it going? Can I, you want to get a cup of coffee? Let's talk. And she's mocking them. Like, that's craziness, right? That's craziness. Like, why would she be doing that? She's that haughty? Man, Aristotle, you say you like Elon as much as you like Jordan Peterson. Yeah, they're your two favorite guys. Aristotle's stream is actually, so you know how they have tribute bands? Aristotle has nothing but a tribute stream for Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson. All he does is just say, like, he does their readings. He does Peterson's readings. He says the newest developments on Elon Musk. That's all he does all day is extol the virtues of those two guys, right? So if you really love Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson, go check out Aristotle. All right. Okay, we've got to get back to the story. We got sidetracked. Fathers are trying to put their daughters to sleep right now, and you're distracting everyone. Soy Boy wants to know if I like milkshakes. Well, I mean, dude, I feel like this is one of those questions that could go bad, that could turn sour really quick. Oh, that's pretty good, right? We don't want this conversation to turn sour. Is that one of those that's so bad it's good? Is it? You better figure that out, Soy Boy. We're on to the next paragraph. One day, her father ordered a great feast to be given and invited to it all the marriageable young men from far and near. They were all placed in a row according to their rank and position. First came kings, then princes, then dukes, earls, and barons. The princess was led through the ranks, but she had some fault to find with all of them. Dude, this princess is like, none of the guys in the world are good enough for me. Maybe she's a lesbian, but like they didn't talk about that back then. I mean, if there's not even like a single human being that a single of the opposite sex that's good enough for you, like, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of intense. One was too stout, that barrel, she said. The next was too tall. Long and lean is no good. Really? I thought chicks were like into tall guys. The third was too short. Short and stout can't turn about. The fourth was too white. Pale as death. The fifth was too red. And she called him a turkey cock, which is interesting. The sixth was not straight. Over-dried. Interesting. So there was something against each of them, but she made specially merry over one good king who stood quite at the head of the row and whose chin was a little hooked. She went after the dude with the hooked chin. All right. Why, she cried, he has a chin like the beak of a thrush. After that, he was always called King Thrushbeard. That's intense. So she's basically insulting all these guys, and she's doing it with such witty jestful comments that like they're actually becoming their names and shit. That's pretty intense. All right. When the old king saw that his daughter only made fun of them and that she despised all the suitors who were assembled, he was very angry. He swore that the first beggar who came to the door should be her husband. A few days afterwards, a wandering musician began to sing at the window, hoping to receive charity. So you got some musician like wandering up. He's probably poor, he's just like, hey, I got my guitar, let me play some music below the window. Maybe someone will, give me some money. He's probably got like a cup set up or something. All right. When the king heard him, he said, let him be brought in. The musician came in, dressed in dirty rags, and sang to the king and his daughter. And when he had finished, he begged alms of them. The king said, "You song has pleased me so much." You song? You would think it would be your. Why would it be you song? Maybe it's a typo. Your song has pleased me so much that I will give you my daughter for wife. That's beautiful. Dude, this peasant musician comes up here and is like, hey, maybe I can make a couple bucks. And now the king's like, hey, marry my daughter and you can eventually be king of the whole kingdom because I like your song. Holy shit. If that's the way things work, I need to get into music. Aristotle, man, you gotta, yeah, exactly. He was definitely a bucket drummer. Dude, this guy was doing something spectacular, right? I need to get into music, man. Like, do you play any instruments, by the way? I mean, I play a little, just like basically nothing on the keyboard. I tried to play on the keyboard, but I played a tiny little bit of piano when I was a kid, but that's it. I played the trombone for 2 weeks too, which is very important, right? You play guitar, badass, man. So see, in this situation, man, if you and I both walked up there and I was some fucking prince and you were like this guitar playing musician, you would be marrying the princess, and you would eventually be king. So I gotta take a lesson from you, man, and fucking learn guitar. All right. Anyways, we got sidetracked. The princess was horror-stricken, but the king said, I have sworn an oath to give you to the first beggar who came, and I will keep my word. No entreaties were of avail. A parson was brought, and she had to marry the musician there and then. So the king didn't even want to have an official ceremony. He's just like, let's just get this over with. You're going to marry this beggar. Dude, this king is intense. And right now at this moment, I bet like she's like, man, I wish I would have like been nicer to like one of those kings or princes that wanted to come and marry me. Right now she's got to deal with this. She's going to marry some, but he does play a nice song. So there's some redeeming value to him. Let's see. A soy boy, that's something. That's something, man. You're slowly pushing the bounds, man. At what point do you get timed out or banned? My moderators are watching. Aristotle, you say, I'm long and lean, you're short and stout. But you play guitar, and chicks love music, man. Chicks dig musicians. Like, trust me, dude. Trust me. All right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, just watch out. JT is a channel shaman. She's the channel shaman. All right. She regulates the energy in here. And by the way, this is something a lot of people don't know. She is a legit shaman. Her father was actually a legit shaman, and she learned it from him. So not only is she an amazing channel moderator, but she's a shaman as well. So you got to keep it. You got to keep it in line with her will. Her will be the way of this chat. Okay, anyways, when the ceremony was completed, the king said, now that you are a beggar woman, you can't stay in my castle any longer. You must go away with your husband. Wow. So the king's not only like, you got to marry this beggar, but he's like, you got to leave. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Go hang out with the beggar. The beggar took her by the hand and led her away, and she was obliged to go with him on foot. When they came to a big wood, she asked, who is the lord of this forest so fine? It belongs to King Thrushbeard. It might have been thine if his queen you had been. Sad must I sing. I would I'd accepted the love of the king. So now she wished. Oh, she's sad if she would have accepted. Oh, I would have accepted. Okay, fair enough. All right. After that, they reached a great meadow, and she asked again. So basically, you know what's going to happen here. You can see the pattern. Who is the lord of these meadows so fine? They belong to King Thrushbeard, and would have been thine, if his queen you had been. Sad must I sing. I'd accepted the hand of the king. Then they passed through a large town, and again she asked, who is the lord of the city so fine? It belongs to King Thrushbeard, and it might have been thine if his queen you had been. Sad must I sing. I'd accepted the heart of the king. It doesn't please me at all, said the musician, that you are always wishing for another husband. Am I not good enough for you? I mean, yeah, that's kind of weird, right? Like, to get married and then just to have your wife, like, not even be interested in you. At last, they came to a miserable little hovel, and she said, heavens, what's this house, so mean and small? This wretched little hut's no house at all. The musician answered, this is my house and yours, where we are to live together. Beautiful, I like that. The door was so low that she had to stoop to get in. Where are the servants? Asked the princess. Servants indeed, asked the beggar. Whatever you want done, you must do for yourself. Light the fire and put the kettle on to make my supper. I am very tired. Ooh, interesting. But the princess knew nothing about lighting fires or cooking, and to get it done at all, the beggar had to do it himself. When they had finished their humble fare, they went to bed, but in the morning, the man made her get up very early to do the housework. So he's like, hey, you can't even, you think you're going to sleep in my home? You're not sleeping in at all in my home, right? All right. So, but you say you enjoy steak and eggs. JT, you're saying let's keep the chat vegan soy. Aristotle, you once saw JT tase an entire rugby team. It's true. It's true. She's intense. JT does not fuck around. She regulates the chat, and I just put on the content. You know, those of you who know Kitten's Kung Fu out there, his cat is actually like in charge of everything. The cat Mia orchestrates everything, and he just does like the weightlifting and martial arts and the qigong part of it. All right. Let's see. Wait, where the fuck were we here? Hold on. Oh, we're all the way back here? Okay, but the princess knew nothing about lighting fires or cooking, and to get it done at all, the beggar had to do it himself. When they had finished their humble fare, they went to bed. But in the morning, the man made her get up very early to do the housework. They lived like this for a few days, till they had eaten up all their store of food. Then the man said, "Wife, this won't do any longer. You can't live here without working. You shall make baskets." So he went out and cut some willow twigs and brought them home. She began to weave them, but the hard twigs bruised her tender hands. She didn't have calluses on her hands, right? She didn't have any calluses on there. "I see that won't do," said the beggar. "You had better spin. Perhaps you can manage that." Hey, this is like the spinning fairies one that we just read recently, right? There were those spinning fairies that helped that one beggar girl, like, you know, spin all that flax, right? That's pretty badass. All right. I just never really thought about spinning stuff like this, you know, spinning flax. All right. So then he said, "You had better spin. Perhaps you can manage that." So she sat down and tried to spin, but the harsh yarn soon cut her delicate fingers and made them bleed. So she can't even spin. She can't spin. She can't cook. "And now you see," said the man, what a good for nothing you are. "I have made a bad bargain in you, but I will try to start a trade in earthenware. You must sit in the market and offer your goods for sale." "Alas," she said, "if any of the people from my father's kingdom come and see me sitting in the marketplace offering goods for sale, they will scoff at me." But it was no good. She had to obey unless she meant to die of hunger. All went well for the first time. The people willingly bought her wares because she was so handsome, and they paid what she asked them. Nay, some even gave her the money and left her the pots as well. That's pretty badass. So her beauty is actually winning some money, or getting them some money. They lived on the gains as long as they lasted, and then the man laid in a new stock of wares. She took her seat in a corner of the market, set out the crockery about her, and begun to cry her wares. Oh, I guess to like scream out, to like sell it, to promote her wares. Suddenly, a drunken hussar came galloping up and rode right in among the pots, breaking them into thousands of bits. Whoa, she began to cry and was so frightened that she did not know what to do. This hussar is crazy. He just comes in and breaks all our pots. Like, you gotta tell management about that. You gotta tell someone about that. Like, call the cops. "Oh, what will become of me?" she cried. "What will my husband say to me?" She ran home and told him her misfortune. "Who would ever think of sitting at the corner of the market with crockery?" he said. "Stop that crying. I see you are no manner of use for any decent kind of work. I have been to our king's palace and asked if they do not want a kitchen wench, and they have promised to try you. You will get your victuals free at any rate." I don't know that word. Victuals. Victuals. We'll have to look that up later, or maybe some of you guys know it. So the princess became a kitchen wench and had to wait upon the cook and do all the dirty work. She tied a pot into each of her pockets, and in them took home her share of scraps and leavings, and upon these they lived. It so happened that the marriage of the eldest prince just then took place, and the poor girl went upstairs and stood behind the curtains to peep at all the splendor. When the rooms were lighted up, she saw the guests streaming in, one more beautiful than the other, and the scene grew more and more brilliant. she thought with a heavy heart of her sad fate. She cursed the pride and haughtiness which was the curse of her humiliation and of her being brought to such depths. So pride goeth before a fall, one of those, the old themes that we keep seeing in books, forever. Victual, food or provisions. Okay. All right. Got it. Yeah. And you're right, dude. The bro does need to mellow out, man. Sometimes it's that case. All right. Every now and then, the servants would throw her bits from the savory dishes they were carrying away from the feast, and these she put in her pots to take home with her. All at once, the king's son came in. He was dressed in silk and velvet, and he had a golden chain around his neck. When he saw the beautiful girl standing at the door, he seized her by the hand and wanted to dance with her. Uh-oh. But she shrank and refused because she saw that it was King Thrushbeard, who had been one of the suitors for her hand, and whom she had most scornfully driven away. Yeah, she was saying those asinine comments about his chin or something like that. She didn't like his chin. Her resistance was no use, and he dragged her into the hall. Dude, so he's just dragging her. He just comes up to her and just like grabs her and drags her. That's intense. That's a move you can't get away with nowadays. But back in the day, I guess if you're a king or a prince, you can get away with that. Her assistance was no use, and he dragged her into the hall. Her resistance was, the string by which her pockets were suspended broke. Down fell the pots, and the soup and the savory morsels were split all over the floor. Uh-oh, she's in trouble. When the guests saw it, they burst into shouts of mocking laughter. So now, what goes around comes around. She's getting mocked because she was mocking everyone else. She was so ashamed that she would gladly have sunk into the earth. She rushed to the door and tried to escape, but on the stairs a man stopped her and brought her back. Ooh, all right. When she looked at him, she saw that it was no other than King Thrushbeard again. He spoke kindly to her and said, "Do not be afraid. I and the beggar man who lived in the poor little hovel with you are one and the same." Nice. That's a pretty awesome move. For love of you, I disguised myself, and I was also the hussar who rode among your pots. All this I did to bend your proud spirit and to punish you for the haughtiness with which you mocked me. Dude, this king is intense. This guy went to great lengths to get her as his wife, right? She wept bitterly and said, "I was very wicked, and I am not worthy to be your wife." But he said, "Be happy. These evil days are over. Now we will celebrate our true wedding." Oh, so he's going to marry her. Yeah, he's going to marry her. The waiting women came and put rich clothing upon her, and her father, with all his court, came and wished her joy on her marriage with King Thrushbeard. Then, in truth, her happiness began. I wish we had been there to see it, you and I. And that's it. That's the story. What do you guys think of King Thrushbeard? I think it's decent. The one thing that I will say about this is think about what Thrushbeard did, right? He did this really deceptive act, right? So first you have the princess being like a total bitch, right? She's like, I'm gonna be arrogant and haughty, and I'm gonna like make fun of all these people, and I'm gonna mock them, and all these people want to do is marry me, and I'm gonna mock them, right? Total dick move, right? She pulled a total dick move there, right? But then you have King Thrushbeard, who's like gonna completely fucking deceive her. So first he deceives her by being the peasant, and then by the second part, with like the food, and he's and by being all that other shit, right? So he deceives her twice. It's like a major act of deception, right? So it's like so you're now starting the relationship in a very weird way, right? So like, is she ever going to be able to trust him again? Because if he's ever out too late, she's going to be like, hey, where were you? And if he's like, oh, I was just playing poker with my friends, she's going to be like, no, maybe you're with another woman, right? So he sowed the seeds of mistrust, right? Within he sowed them within her, right? So that's going to be a problem. That relationship, I don't know if it's going to work out. And then also she still feels bad probably about being such a bitch earlier on, right? She was so arrogant to all those other people. Now she understands like the error in her ways, but I mean she probably still feels guilty about that. She might have like a complex for years, right? And she's going to need counseling. She's going to need all sorts of. She's going to have to do like self-help work. And I don't know back then if they even had I don't think they had the self-help resources they do now. Right now we have mental health workers that can help you. We have tons of counselors, tons of psychiatrists that can prescribe medication that may or may not be helpful. There's yoga, qigong, kumnae. Back then they didn't have all those tools that you could use. So she's going to have all this guilt. I mean, they did have Catholicism, right? So maybe she can like join the Catholic Church and then buy into that ideology and then go in and like confess all her sins and then like maybe feel purged of it. I don't know if that move will work necessarily, but it might in her case, right? So I mean, the point I'm trying to make is that her options are limited. So she's going to be a head case, and she's never going to trust him, which is going to feed. Those two are going to feed on one another. And now all of a sudden you're going to have like the most dysfunctional relationship. They're going to end up they would have ended up on daytime TV, like some like fucked up reality show. The whole thing is going to be a mess. So like actually, initially I was digging this King Thrustbeard, but like now I'm having second thoughts about it. Like I don't like the way it played out. All right, so where were we? Aristotle, you say sounds like a toxic relationship. Yeah, it totally is a toxic relationship. I mean, I cannot imagine a relationship being good, that goes that route. Okay, let's see, where are we at here? Oh man, I don't know where the fuck we're at. Let's go. Let's play some chess. I'm a chess instructor, IRL. That's literally what I do for a living. So let's start out with a quick puzzle rush. All right, we will do puzzle rush. We did Doom Eternal earlier. We're gonna do puzzle rush. Puzzle rush. It's on chess.com. How many chess puzzles can I solve in 3 minutes? My highest ever is 28. Last time I got a 22. If I get in the 20s, I am usually happy. So let's see what I can do. It's 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes. Let's do it. Mate. Wait. Oh, white to move. What am I doing here? Got to take this way. Wait. White to move. it's white. What the fuck am I doing here? All right, I'm restarting. I didn't like that start. That was ridiculous. All right, fine. We're going to step it up a little bit now. Yeah, there we go. Push. Black to move. Push. There we go. All right. That's like the hardest thing for me is like knowing like which color. All right, there we go. Mate. Now I got it in my head. I don't know if it's white or black to move. I am really good at psyching myself out psychologically. Let me tell you, I'm one of the best. So, yeah, that's a big, big issue in my existence. To be perfectly honest, right? Because we got to be honest in our lives, right? We got to be honest about. Oh, what am I doing? Come on, that was absurd. White to move. All right, yeah, we got this idea. All right. We got this. And then we have take, and then we get the fork, and we pick up the bishop. Beautiful. Check, sack the queen, and mate. We have mate. We have Oh, I see. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for this early on. All right. And then I just win the queen at the end of it. That was crazy. Like, sometimes they really want to fuck with me. Sometimes I feel like they're just giving me, like... okay, this is cool. Deflection. Look at that. I deflected the king for protection of the queen, and then I was able to win the queen. All right. There we go. Mate. Sack the queen for the mate. This is cool. We get the fork, win the queen back. Oh, we got this idea, and then we have check, and then ooh, there's mate. Please. Oh yeah, that was all right. My bad. My bad. Oh, what? Come on. 21. 21's good. 21's a good score. I had 57 seconds left. I was flying there. All right. I had 57 seconds. I think I can put up a good score right now. Like, let me do another one back to back. Well, hold on. Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute to recharge a little. JT, you say, and you got this book at 8 years old. I know, right? This is an 8-year-old book, and I'm learning about toxic relationships. I don't want to be learning about that stuff when I'm 8. I want to be learning about fairies, not fairies and princesses. I was going to say fairies and princesses, but there are fairies and princesses in these stories. I want to be learning about what was a good thing to learn about at age 8? Total Recall. I don't know. Anyone see that movie? All the old Arnold movies are great. Matrix obviously was a game changer. The Terminator 2, that was like a big movie in my younger years. Okay, all right. Terminator 2 is a great movie. We're gonna jump in. I want to try to beat 21. I feel like I'm gonna maul this score, right? So I'm gonna jump in here, and let's do it. Let's see if I can solve more than 21 puzzles in 3 minutes. Mate. Discovered attack, win the queen. Mate, in 2, 3. Mate. What am I missing here? I'm missing something crazy here. What is the deal here? Oh, mate. All right, I spent too much time there. Too much time. I got to get better with time management now. Jeez. All right. Here we go. My time management is not deflection, win the queen. Is not on point today. Checkmate. And then we got check and mate. Okay, and then mate. So sack the rook and mate. Oh, this is kind of cool. Oh no, I got a little too fancy. It didn't work out. This one's weird. What am I missing here? I think I just take. That's it? Oh, I take with the bishop at the end of it. All right. Let's go with... Man, really tough ones. Oh, win the queen. That was like the most straightforward one ever. By really tough, I actually mean straightforward and easy. All right, so let's do this. And then win the queen. All right. I feel like maybe I'm being haughty and not humble. Maybe I got to be a little more humble here. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe it is, though. All right. No. 19. That was not as good as my lesson. All right, whatever. I got a 20, a 21, and a 19. We're going to move on to a game. We're going to move on to a game real quick. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. That girl in Total Recall, she did have the 3 boobs. That was a very memorable scene for a lot of people. A lot of young kids at that time really had a very strong image ingrained in their minds, right? That's going to be there a long time, right? People remember that scene. That was actually one of the most popular scenes in that movie, I think. Okay, let's play a game now. I'm a chess instructor in real life. And I want to play a game, and I'll teach while I'm playing. I'm going to play a random opponent on Lichess. This could be a grandmaster. This could be someone who's not good at chess. But we will see. But it says Lichess will restart in 6 minutes, and my opponent's dragging out time. Okay, so we gotta move quick. I gotta beat him in 6 minutes. Holy shit. All right. Oops. I'm playing hyper-accelerated dragon variation today. My idea is my bishop's coming out. My knight's coming out. All right. You know, if he ever hops in here, I'll be playing e6. I just do this. I don't like this knight here, to be honest. I think that's a bad move. So, okay, he's playing the closed variation. Hyper-accelerated dragon closed variation. Which is fine. I actually prefer playing this to the open variation, to be honest. All right. He gets a good... Oh, so he's going to trade. He's going to trade bishops. His plan is to come here and trade bishops after I castle. I want to get this push in first. This is a good push to get in first, because I'm going to gain a tempo at the end of it. So now, look, my pawn is attacking his bishop, so he had to move it. So I gained a tempo, which means I gained a little time. Now I castle. Now he'll probably play bishop here, then I'll take. Or he might take here even. Probably not, but we'll see. He's just, he's going to castle queenside. Makes sense. All right. I want to get an attack going over here if I can. This guy is legit good, by the way. I can already tell this guy is a legit good player. Let's go after this. Let's play this, actually. I'm attacking his light square bishop. Notice if this knight ever moves, I have a checkmate in one threat right there because of my bishop and queen honing in on b2 like that. So I have a lot of pressure. He can't really come here with the knight because the bishop's hit. And the knight's currently defending the bishop, but you know, I can always I can dislodge it, right? So here's my tactic. I come here, I take the knight, he recaptures, and then I win the bishop. Right? The only question is then if he plays this, does he? No, he doesn't have that because my knight takes. All right, so he wants to get rid of my. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm going to trade. Okay, he might have a mating threat though. Let's see. Yeah, I take, he takes, and then I take, but then I get mated. So I can't do it the way I want to. That's smooth. This guy's really smart. This guy is a really, really good chess player, to be honest. Okay, so is there anything else I can do? Wait, take, and then push. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, that's going to work. That's going to work. He's going to get the rook, but I'm going to get enough material. I'm getting 2 pieces out of this because I'll be on the queen. And then if he takes with the knight, I take here, and then I'm still on the queen. This is crazy. This is a really cool variation. Unfortunately, Lichess is going to restart in 3 minutes, so we're probably not going to be able to finish this game. But I think I just found a really clever tactical device here. This is a cool method, right? Because he was thinking, okay, so look, yeah, now I have this. This cuts off coordination of the bishop and the queen. Everything else, he was going to be able to get this checkmate threat in. Okay, so now he can temporarily defend it. Now I simply move the rook over. Actually, no. I throw another punch at the queen. Look at this. I keep attacking. I'm trying to get his queen to get rid of defense of this bishop. He can come over here and then defend it. Yep, that's what he did. And now, I almost have his queen trapped, actually. This is kind of interesting. I got to move the rook now, I think, though, because I don't really see a continuation. Is there a way I can go after the queen now? Again, more? Nope. If I push, he just takes, and then I take. I'm just going to save the rook. We're just going to save the rook. We're going to work on that. One thing at a time. One thing at a time here. That was a mistake, because now knight can come in, and I can't move it because of this pin. Well, hold on. Knight comes in. And then I got to play this. I got to get this pushing. I got to force this trade to occur. This is the best, one of the coolest chess games that I've played in a long time, and Lichess is going to restart in 2 minutes. That's really disappointing. But this is a great game. Like, this is super instructive. Yep, that's a good move. All right, we got to do this. I got to get this in. This is too much here. Let's see what he does. He might come here, and then we have a bishop trade. Yep, he's going with that. Okay, so now, do I take? I take, he takes with the queen. I think I'm going to be at a disadvantage if I take here, to be honest. What about knight here? Oh, this looks like a really interesting move. Let's go with it. This is really wild. This knight move here. It's blocking the attack, right? The bishop is no longer hitting my bishop. This is getting intense. I still have my queen honed in on a good square. I need to get one more attacker. All right, so he's going in for this. So now, if I take... What's his threat? He could hop in here. This is a serious threat, actually. I'm going to take it. I'm taking it. He's going to recapture with the rook, right? And then, now this is kind of interesting. Hold on, do I have this quite? No, he just takes it. Let's come. I don't have control over this anymore. All right. Okay, I got to play this. I'm going to drop a pawn at the end of it, though. That's not cool. I could force. No, that's not going to work. This is really challenging. This guy's playing good. All right, we're just going to go in for this. Yeah, we're going in for this. I forgot that the queen has horizontal defense of the bishop. Let's see if Lichess restarts. It said it was going to restart. I hope it doesn't, because this is actually a really good game. This is definitely the ESPN game of the night. I hope you're enjoying it. This guy is a legit player. It's cool to find a really good player on Lichess. I don't always find these. All right, so he takes. So I'm going to have an isolated pawn. So what he's getting out of it is that I'm going to have an isolated pawn here, and it's going to be a weakness. Oh, no, I can just take with the queen. So I won't even have an isolated pawn. And then my queen is on a great file. This is great. I'm playing amazing chess right now. This is fun. This is totally fun. Look how strong my knight is. Like, I'm playing some good chess. I'm looking to double up and then, exert a ton of control over the E file. This is really cool. I can't double up yet, though, because the queen has control. Okay, so he takes. Now I take. Now I did it. I was able to successfully gain control of this file. That's huge, actually, because look, queen here, and I have mate threats if this queen ever relinquishes defense of the pawn, right? And I have a time edge now too. All right, so he's coming over there. He wants a queen trade, so he's trying to bail out and get a draw. And I want to say no. Oh no, I see. If I say no, then he pushes and he's on the knight. Then I guess I take. I'm okay with that. Let's go in for this. So if he takes, I'll recapture. So I recapture with the rook. I'm cool with this. So now he's going to kick my knight out. So where's a good square for my knight? This looks like a pretty awesome square for my knight. The idea is he has a dark square bishop, and both of these two pieces are fixed on light squares, along with these pawns. So I have a lot of pieces on light squares. He's got a dark square bishop, so he's not going to be able to attack a lot of my pieces. These are the only. Okay, so yeah, he's coming in. He wants to do some trades, which I don't blame him. I mean, okay, if I push out here, this is like a weird tactic. I push out, he takes, rook over. I'm going to get this pawn at the end of it. It's not enough. Okay, I think I need to expand. Let's gain space. I'm expanding on the queen side right here. I'm looking to get this push in too. So he's going to move his rook over, and then I'm gonna do the trade, and then his king's going to end up on e1, and my king's going to be hopefully it'll be a little closer to the action. Once I get this push in, my king's going to run up like this and like try to be in the center. You want your king safe at the beginning of the game. At the end of the game, you want your kings in the center of the board. Very important to note. A lot of newer players don't know that. They don't realize that. At the end of the game, the king becomes a fighter. It becomes a fighting piece. Chad Guy's here. Good to see you, Chad Guy. What's going on, man? How you been? Yeah, where were you, dude? We were missing you. We were missing you, man. What's going on? We're having a great game of chess going on right now. You tuned in for a good game, and I regained the time edge. This is cool. This is really cool. I'm looking to push through, maybe break it open even, and go at the king. He's gonna try. I don't know why he's stalling. He's gonna move the rook over. He's got to move the rook over. It's really the only try. Like otherwise, I'm just killing this guy. Otherwise, I'm just killing him. He's got to move the rook over, dude. Move the rook over, man. Why? Oh yeah, there he goes. Finally, it's like duh. I told you to make that move like 10 years ago. Come on, I've already seen this whole sequence. What are you doing? Now he's like moving really slow. I don't know what's wrong. His connection is fine. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. There's something going on with him though. This is what's called an only move. It's literally the only move that you can play that you're not going to lose the game immediately. He's taken a long time. Let's see, Chad Guy, you say taking out stuffed bell peppers out of oven. Nice. Yeah, did you use soy cheese? You made cashew cheese. Took forever. You wore an apron when you make food. Hey, dude, you should totally take a picture. Put it in Discord, man. I'd love to see it. All right, we're pushing out. So my king is going to undergo this journey, or maybe like this journey. All right. So like my king is going to become a fighter. It's going to be moving up here, and my pawn. Now we're even material, but my knight. I got to prove that my knight is better than his bishop. And one of the ways I can do so is by fixing my pawns all in light squares. So I'm looking to get maybe this pawn push in, but I also want to keep it a little bit of a closed game because knights are stronger than bishops in closed games. All right, this is cool. There's a lot going on here. And notice he can't get to this pawn very easily, right? This is the one pawn that he could attack. It's the base of these two pawns, and notice how all my other pawns are fixed on light squares. So this bishop can only attack these two pawns. It's not going to want to attack this one because that's the head of the pawn chain. You want to go after the base of the pawn chain because there's not another pawn supporting it. And I got a major time edge now on this dude. He's got to come up with a plan. Let's see what plan he comes up with. Let's see what he's got. You wear an apron when you make food. Hey, aprons are cool, dude. Who wants to get food all over their clothes? I don't wear an apron. I'm just really, really careful. And every once in a while, it backfires. All right, let's see. This guy's really spending a lot of time here. He's only got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. This has been one of the coolest games that I've played in a while. It's pretty awesome. And the cool thing is he wants to get his bishop to attack. Okay, so he's moving up that. I come in this way. Okay, now I got to be a little bit careful. So I think the idea is I play this. I'm allowing him to trade off one of his. I'm going to have an isolated pawn here, but I think I'm going to get compensation for it. Okay, so he's bringing up the king. Let's come over here. I wonder if I can trap the bishop. He's got one square he can move to. I'm close. I'm close to trapping the bishop. Is that even a plan I could go for? Maybe here and then here? Here. Then he just moves here and he's out. That's the problem. All right. Let's get this push in. I don't know. This could be a mistake. This could be a mistake. I come here. He's got this. He's got one square he can get out. Now, if I come, what if I come here right now? He can come here even if he wants. I'm looking at trapping it. I'm close. I'm close to trapping the bishop. My idea is to swing the knight here and then bring my king over. And I don't think he can, if he's got one move, he's got to play bishop. He's got to play this right now, I think. Otherwise, it's just over. And in that case, I just reposition my knight. He's only got one move that I think is going to work. Otherwise, I'm going to have that bishop trapped. Let's see if he plays it. It's sneaky. This is a sneaky move. I'm pretty good at trapping pieces in chess, to be honest. We're at the 1 minute. Okay, he saw it. He found it. He found the move. All right, that's fine. I come here, throwing a punch at the bishop and defending the only pawn that he could attack. Over here, I mean, this pawn obviously is guarded by the king. I'm looking at getting this push in. I want to keep this pawn fixed on a light square. This is going to get broken open eventually, and hopefully I'll be able to take advantage of it. We'll see where he brings this bishop to. So he's got what? He's got two squares. He's got two squares he can move the bishop to. Let's see. If he comes to d6, I'm going to play. What am I going to play? I think I'll play h5. That's pretty good. Because he really doesn't have a good way of getting at this pawn as long as my knight's here. If he comes to b4, yeah, he chose the b4 route. That's fine. I'm just going to come on over here. Oh, yeah, that's all right. No. First, let's get this in. I want to get this in first. Oh, this is cool. I have a cool tactical idea. Almost. I almost have the fork right here because he ran out of time. Yeah, his time usage was terrible. He was thinking too much. He spent too much time. Victory. All right, black is victorious. We won. Excellent. That was a solid victory, and that was a lot of fun. That was a really good game. Yeah, Aristotle, man, you just got to witness one of the best games I've played on here. Like, that guy was legit. Like, we can go over some stuff. Nope, just evil. Hey, Alex, right? That's your name. How's it going, friend? It's going good, man. It's going good. All is well, buddy. How's life with you? How's everything going with you and Taylor? Taylor was actually in here last night. Or 2 nights ago. She was in here right before she had to get on a plane. It was cool. It was cool hanging with her. And it was cool to check out you streaming the other day, Alex. That was pretty neat. You say, congratulations. Yeah, that was a fun game, man. That really was a good quality game. I mean, we got to see a lot of excitement. I want to go over a couple things actually. Aristotle, you say send him a friend request. It's anonymous games on Lichess. I have no idea who this guy is. I will never know who this guy is. It's all secretive. It's anonymous. Yeah, let's look at that game actually a little bit, because that was it was a beautiful thing. It was really a thing of beauty. That's when chess is at its best. So we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning, and we'll do it with the computer engine on, because that way you know that I'm not bullshitting. If I say something that's bullshit, or if I'm wrong about something, the computer engine will immediately tell you. All right. Nope, Deceivable, you say, yep, thank you for the raid the other night. Hey, it was great meeting you, and no problem, dude. You and Taylor, you guys are good people, man. I think you guys are good people, and I'm so happy for you. You guys are, going to be together and for life and all that, and you guys are just quality folks, So yeah, I'm gonna raid you when I can, Nope, Deceivably said, y'all got to see my terrible accuracy in Halo. Yeah, well, guess what I was playing here today? I mean, dude, your Halo, okay, there were a few moments where your accuracy wasn't great, but the stuff that I saw was actually pretty decent, to be honest. You were all right. You were making some good moves. Better than me, man. I used to play Halo a lot back in the day, like the original, like the first three. The first 3 Halos were the ones that I was into. But do you know what I was playing today? Doom Eternal. I was streaming that, and that was fun, man. I love Doom Eternal. It is my favorite first-person shooter. I think it's so much fun. The music is great. It's so intense. You get so pumped up for it. Have you played Doom Eternal at all? I love that game. It's just I feel it's just such a badass game, and it looks so beautiful. I don't know. I'm a big fan of all the Doom games. All right, so let's do a little analysis of this. Let's do a little Aristotle. You say a bathhouse type situation. I don't know the context of that, but Let's go. Doom is epic. Yeah, I'm not going to do Doom right now. I'm doing more chess, but we'll hop into Doom next stream. I already got my Doom out of the way today. All right, so here, let's analyze this game. All right, so blah, 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 hyper accelerated dragon. So right here, the computer says we are at 0.00. I am already doing great. Now you might think, wait a minute, 0.0 means that it's even, right? But the thing is, white has a slight advantage because white gets to go first. So I have now already equalized, and that's what you call this in chess, right? You call it equalizing the position. If you could equalize with black, you're doing great, because a draw with black is like a win with white, right? All right, so let's, at least at high level play, it's like that, all right? Now, so then we get this move, this idea, yep, there's all this stuff. It hates my idea, so this is a mistake. And I see why. This was a mistake I made here. Look at that, 2.4. Because this bishop move is going to be so annoying. It's going to be the most ridiculous spot for the bishop. Now I know. I will never play this move before. So basically, you gotta play e6 here. Yeah, you play e6 and then you play the knight move. So you got to move change the move order a little bit here. All right, I know now. All right, cool. That's cool. All right, so he missed out here, or she missed out here, because they did not do this. And let's see if I'm correct here. Yep, this says that the engine says the best move is d5. What did I play? d5. Beautiful. All right. And by the way, the big arrow means the best move. So the big arrow is the best move. A medium arrow is like a medium good move, and a small arrow is like the third best move, right? So I'm making a lot of best moves here. Let's see. He made the best move here. Now, castling is the best move, right? And you can see it up here. You can see it up here too on the screen, right? So h3 is going to be the next best move, right? This line right here, this is move 10, h3, then knight d4, then knight takes d4, and you can see all that. That's like the best line according to computer analysis. All right, so it doesn't want him to castle. It doesn't want him to castle here. He castles. It hates it. So I have a 2-point advantage on this guy right now. I play queen here. It hates my queen move. To be honest, I mean, now it's even. It doesn't like the queen move. I wonder why. What does it want here? It wants me to, okay, so it wants me to bring, but here's the thing about bringing the bishop to g4, is the dude can just, push the pawn, and I'm not allowed to put back up here, because then it gets trapped because of this structure. Or if I do this and he pushes the pawn, I always feel like it's a wasted move just to come back here. It feels like they're getting development. I don't know. It's not a move I mean, I guess the computer sees some line deep into it that's going to make it good, but whatever. This is a more human-looking move, and we talk about human-looking moves all the time in chess. The computer sometimes spits out a move that's not a move that a human is going to make, especially a human who's not like a super grandmaster, right? All right, so he comes here, which the computer hates. The computer says this is a major mistake, right? And let's see. It doesn't want me to take, though. It wants me to push this pawn first. Interesting. All right, well, now it wants me this. So now I get to make this move, come in, and now, yes, my move is the best here. It wants the bishop here. All right. Queen comes to the only square I can go to. Rook comes to a solid square. Rook over. Let's see. This is one of the moves. It's not the best, but it's one of them. He comes back there. It wants me to move a bishop to, I didn't even consider the bishop to d5. That's interesting. But instead I do this move, which actually is it's a move. It's a legit move. All right. So it likes it. It says it's okay. All right. It hates this move, right? So I take, which is the best move. He takes. Now I come over here. It doesn't like that move that much. I don't know. The computer's being a little weird. It's being a little weird, right? Okay, so at this point it says I'm up 3.8 points. Oh, because I have an amazing tactic that I missed. How pretty was that? Knight takes check. And then, king over. And then I take the queen. And then he takes. And then he's got double isolated pawns here. An isolated pawn here. Yeah, that would be winning. All right, I missed that, but this is okay. This is also good. Takes. Yeah, this was such a good battle. We both fought so hard. All right.
So now I have an advantage, a slight advantage, 0.8. All right. I have my advantage. I'm keeping my advantage. And remember, he was using too much time, though. Let's see. It's fine with that idea. All right. It likes this idea. Okay, I got it. It wants my knight to. It wants king over, actually, which is interesting. But whatever. This is fine. So I have a slight. Let's see, 1.3. So it says it's even. When he left, this position was just about even, 0.0. So yeah, this is a position though that I feel like I can win. The idea is he's got a dark square bishop, but my pawns are gonna be. I should be able to fix my pawns on light squares and get some counterplay, or maybe it would be a draw. But regardless, it was a really cool game. This guy was like legit good. Like he was no joke. This guy was definitely no joke. Okay. Let's see. Nope Deceiver, you say, let's go. Doom is epic. Yeah, Doom. It's so much fun. It's such a great game, Doom Eternal. All the Dooms. They were just, you remember the very first Doom I remember those old school Dooms too. They were good games, man. Those old school Dooms. Yeah, they were fun. And I love that they're still making them. They're great. All right. Let's do a puzzle rush. Let's hop into a puzzle rush. Let's see how it goes. Last time I got 19. I want to beat that. 19 is not a good score for me. I like 20 or higher. Win the rook. Mate. Wait. Oh, I'm in check. Got to get out of check. All right. There we go. And mate. Oh, we're gonna win the queen. Beautiful. Okay. Checkmate. Checkmate. Oh, check. Sack the queen and mate. Checkmate. Check. Believe just take. Yep. Black to move. Come over here, check the king. Check. And what do we got going on here? Oh, win the rook with mate. Okay, check, sack the queen, mate. Check, sack the queen, mate. Check. There we go. Throw this. No, duh. Fork, win the bishop. Check, sack the queen, mate. Check, push the pawn, and deliver mate. Oh, no. That was close. That was so close. Okay, we got this idea. Mate. I believe it's this idea. Check and mate. What's going on here? Oh, this is... No, that's not going to work. So we have to do this first. Oh, no. I botched that. All right. I got to be a little more careful. I don't get any more misses. No more misses. Oh, mate. Oh, I'm in check. I got to get out of check. Okay, I guess this is the only way. And then I guess this is the only way. And then I guess I'm running my king. This is ridiculously hard, to be honest. Like, what is going on with this puzzle? That's absurd. This is totally absurd. This is a joke. This is literally a fucking joke, this puzzle. I can't believe this puzzle. This is the toughest fucking puzzle I've ever done in my fucking life. That was so long. What a fucking joke. All right, they want to be like that, really? All right, so let's do this, I think. No, I don't even get it. Six seconds left. 23. That's a great score. That one puzzle though. I want to go back to that. That was insane. That's insane, dude. How many moves was this puzzle? And this was not a 12 puzzle. Wait, is this the one? No, this isn't the one. This isn't even the puzzle. What the fuck's going on here? Hold on. Where was that puzzle? The one that I was... Yeah, this one? Wait a second. No, I solved that puzzle. That's the thing. That's why I'm not finding it. I actually solved it. It just took too many moves. Was it this one? I can look at them ahead of time. Hold on. Let's see. Wasn't this one? It was this one. This is absurd. Okay. Let's see how many. It says this is a 1379 puzzle. No, this is tougher than that. This was too many moves is the problem. So let's see. So we have check. So here's move one. All right. I only have move two, move three, move four, move five, move six. 6 moves? Come on. You don't do that in a Puzzle Rush. There's no other puzzles in Puzzle Rush that have 6 moves this early on. That's absurd. That's absurd. And that ate up all my time. That ate up all my time. I would have been at like 25 if I wasn't sitting around making 6 moves. That's craziness. That's craziness. All right. Oh, I didn't have the board going. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. That's how we do it. It's more interesting. All right, I'll show you real quick. We'll do this real quick. So yeah, here's the sequence. All right, so move one, right? Oops, I gotta play it actually. All right, move one, move two, move three, move four. Move 5, or no, that wasn't even move 5. Move 5, move 6. 6 moves. I had to make 6 moves. So I had to waste 6 moves solving that puzzle. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So that's Puzzle Rush. Let's do an actual game. I'll tell you what. I'll make sure everyone can see it. I'll make sure everyone can actually see it this time. Yeah, I know, JT. No shared screen, dude. I got a little too intense there. How would we ever know if it's the hardest puzzle ever? Maybe. Well, I'll tell you what though. I'll share the screen now so you can actually know, right? Let's share the screen. All right, you should all be able to see the screen now. We're going to play another game on Elite Chess, and then I don't know what we'll do from there. Maybe call it the night. We're going to create a game. Random opponent. All right, let's see. This good guy could be a grandmaster, he could be a noob. Who knows what we're going to get? Who knows? I'm waiting for him to move. Waiting for this guy to make a move. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Make a move. All right, there he moved. You should all be seeing this now on the board. All right. Okay, we're doing same thing I've been playing lately. I want to fiend shadow my bishop. My knight's coming out here. This is the closed Sicilian closed variation. It's closed. All right. So yeah, this is always weird. I think I've had problems with this in the past. Yeah, there's some... I got to learn this line. I don't know this line. Hold on, this doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why I had problems with this line, because it doesn't work. All right, I think... I got to get my knight developed. No, then he just pushes the pawn, and I run into trips. Maybe this is a trap. I might have just fallen for a crazy trap, to be honest. I push, he pushes, then my knight's got to move somewhere, and then he pushes again, opening up a discovered attack on my rook, and then I don't like this. I don't like getting... It's too sloppy. It's just way too sloppy. We're gonna play this. We're gonna play this. All right, maybe he might have something. He can also do knight here. This is getting crazy. All right. I guess we're playing this garbage. Ugh. Wow. I could even save this pawn now if I want. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this game, to be honest. I'm now covering the pawn. I got to get some development in. That's like a must. I want to get castled. So my queen's guarding the piece he's attacking. I can always kick his knight out at any point, which is kind of cool. But I'm just going to keep it simple and castle here. I'm looking at getting my bishop here. All right, so he's lashing out on the king side. All right, he's lashing out on the king side. I'm looking at developing my knight. I'm also looking at getting this light square bishop on this good diagonal. Yeah, I need a good diagonal for my light square bishop. But then if he pushes, he could push and start a big offensive on my on this side. Well, I don't like the push. I come here, he pushes. Then I take, then he takes. I don't like that. All right, that's a little ugly. It's not as clean. We're just going to gain some space. Get out of here, knight. I'm saying get out of here, knight. I want that knight to retreat. So he's got like 2 squares he can retreat to. All right, now this pawn's being hit, so I got to defend it. And to be honest, I'm not liking my options for defending this pawn. I mean, this is really, really slow and weak. I got bishop over. I mean, it's not where I want my bishop though, but I think it's good for now. No, let's get my I need development. Man, I'm just playing this. This is a mess. This position is a mess. All right, good. That's what I wanted. Now I can develop. I can complete natural development. I got his knight all the way. This is called under promotion. When you move a piece that's already developed all the way to the back rank, that's called under promotion. I really want to get my bishop here, but I don't like this idea, this response to it, right? Because then I'll have to just move the bishop back, and then he'll take here, and then I'll take, and then there's a lot of air around my king. But I'm gonna let's try it. Let's try it anyway. I still think this is a kill. This is strong, but I think I'm gonna win a pawn at the end of it, right? I take, he takes, and then I take. The problem is there's a lot of air around my king, so I win a pawn, but my king is weak, and my king's already kind of weak because look at his queen. His queen's on this super powerful diagonal. I mean, I got to be careful. This guy's trying to launch a major attack on me right now. All right, so he's playing that idea. He's playing h3. He's looking to push out. That's his idea. So now the question is, how do I proceed? I could get this in first, which is kind of interesting, but I think that's too weakening. Well, hold on. Take, and then push. Then he just backs up. No, his bishop will be on this great diagonal. I could push. That's an interesting idea. Oh, I could hop in here and try to get rid of. Yeah, this is the move, and try to get rid of his strong dark square bishop. So if there's a piece that's really strong, like your bishop here, like his bishop. All right, so he just moved. He didn't even. He's defending it. All right, so that's actually really smart what he just did. This guy, I don't know. I thought he was a little shaky, but he's turning out to be like a strong competitor. My knight is really strong, by the way. That's something cool about this position. He could pressure it any moment. I gotta make a move. I'm moving too slow. I'm just moving way too slow right now. Make a move. Let's see. Move. Let's do. No, I don't want that. Where's the pawn break gonna be? I guess we're gonna. No, that's not good either. No. It's weird. Oh, you know what? I think I need this break. This is the pawn break I need. That took a long time to figure out. But because now takes, and I can take either with the bishop or the. All right, so he's taking like that. That's fine. I take. He could, force my queen over here if he wants. I also could take his rook, which is kind of interesting. That's a good plan. This guy is legit. This guy is a legit player. It's like I say that weird. I feel like I say that kind of in a weird way. As if like no one's a legit player. Okay, all right. Now I need to come up with a plan to move forward. So I'm looking at this idea now. Wait a minute. Here, let's just move. I have a great idea. So check this out. Take, check, and win the bishop with the fork. So let's see if he sees it. This is crazy. This is a crazy moment in the game. This guy could lose, could get down really easily, really quick. He could pretty much lose the game if this plays out, right? It's a nice tactical shot that goes there and then there. All right, so, I think it works. Hold on. Take, check. Yep, it's going to work. Look at this punch. Look at that. Look at this shot. This is huge. This is like Mike Tyson. Here. All right. Oh, no. Maybe it doesn't work. Hold on. Or maybe it does. What did he just take? He just took a pawn? He might have something really clever. I have to maintain defense. Huh. What does this guy have? He might have something super clever here. What if I just go right here? I'm attacking the knight now, maintaining the threat. I think this works, because if bishop comes, I take, he takes, I take, I win out. If pawn takes, I still have take, check. All right, so now he just defends. All right, so now oh no. Well, no, hold on, it's going to work again. This is crazy. This is super, super crazy, this position. I can't believe it's almost like he's using a computer engine. This is like he's finding these moves. He's finding moves that he shouldn't be finding, to be honest. Like, to be perfectly honest, these are not moves that someone should be finding. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's just like ridiculous. You know what? No, never mind. It's an anonymous game. This guy's a really, really, really strong player, basically. Okay, I could take here. One, check, bam. And then sag this too. No, that's not going to work. Oh, I can pin it. I can pin the bishop. This is the one idea I got now. Now that bishop can't take. Whew. Holy moly. I can't believe I have an out. This bishop now is no longer defending the knight. So I can take here. This is crazy. This is crazy town. This is one of the most amazing tactical sequences I've played in a long time. Let me double check. You can all see this, right? Yeah. Oh my God. This guy is a beast. And look, this hits with check. Bam. I'm hitting with check. Right? And now look at this. Bam. I'm winning the knight. Whew. I can't believe that. Unbelievable. Unreal. And I have discovered attack opportunities to win the queen next if he's not careful. He resigned. Woo! He wants a rematch. This guy is serious. This guy's pissed. He wants a rematch. I can't do the rematch. Sorry, man. I'll decline it. That was good. That you all just got to witness an amazing tactical gem, right? That was such a beautiful. Yeah, Aristotle, man, thanks, dude. Thanks. I played two incredible games tonight. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I denied the rematch. I denied it. I want to do chat stuff, right? And I want to analyze that game actually more than anything. So I will make it so you can see it all this time. So I want to show you from the point where it gets really interesting. Hold on. We'll move forward a bit because this is all blah blah. Yeah, I'm totally winning at this point. I'm up negative point. I'm up 4.6 points, right? Up here it tells it. So it's loving my position, right? And then let's see, we got all this. take, right? I'm killing him because I have tons of space. This move, it's okay, right? He does this. It hates this move, right? So now, yeah, my move is the second best move here. So take, right? He takes here. I come right here, which is the best move, right? So now look, I'm hitting. So here's the idea. I need to explain this. I'm not explaining this at all. I'm a chess instructor, IRL. I need to be explaining this to all of you out there in better so you can understand it better, right? So my whole idea with playing queen to d7 is that, like, let's say he does a nothing move, right? He pushes out. Then my bishop will sack for the pawn right here. He'll recapture. Then my queen will take the pawn right here with check and attacking his undefended bishop. He'll be forced to move the king somewhere, and then I'll come down with my queen and win the bishop. So I'll win these 2 pawns and the bishop, and his king will be under fire, and I'll basically be able to, like, checkmate him quickly. So that's my whole plan with this idea. So he does this interesting in-between move to try to muddy the waters. Sometimes when you have a strong attack going, players are desperately looking for some way to stop the attack, right? To negate what you're doing. So I still go ahead, which the computer likes. It's a number 1 move. I take. He hops in here now, which the computer doesn't like. I play the best move. So now the idea is, and by the way, look, okay, so I take, he hops in here. His idea is he wants to throw a punch at my queen. I got to slow it down so everyone can grasp what's going on, right? So he's hitting my queen. So instead of taking the bishop, right? But I can maintain defense of this bishop with the queen. So I have to stay on this diagonal. But the only way to do so is to come here or here, and then if I come here, I'm also throwing a punch at the knight. So this is totally the best idea, right? And the computer agrees with me, right? So now he does this idea. Okay, computer doesn't like it. And yep, the number 1 move, the winning move, is rook over. Look at that, the biggest arrow. The second biggest arrow is queen over. Each one of those moves, either rook over or queen over, pins the bishop to the king. And the rook over has a special incentive of keeping the queen on this diagonal right here. So that if this pawn is taken, I can take this way. So rook comes over, and now it's just game over. Look at that. I'm up 13.3 points. So he takes there. I take there, check. He moves out of the way. I just take the knight. It's not even the best move. I guess I have a checkmate quicker, but I'm up so much material, and he resigns. Okay, cool. You all got to see a gem tonight. You all got to see a gem. Oh man, it is really 2 a.m. I've been streaming almost 4 hours. It's 2 a.m. here. This is crazy. Whoa, an anonymous just tipped $10. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Namaste, anonymous. Dude, that's really appreciated. Yeah, I've been streaming almost 4 hours, 3 hours and 53 minutes. This was a long stream. I've been doing longer streams lately though. I feel like I have a lot of stuff to say, and I have some cool shit I can share with you, right? And people still come around. People haven't gotten sick of me yet, I guess. But yet is a key word. You might get sick of me at some point. A lot of people eventually do get sick of me. And then a lot of people, hang around forever, so that's how it goes. But yeah, thank you so much for that tip, Anonymous. Much apprecited. It's really, really nice of you. Okay. Yeah. And by the way, if you don't know me, I'm Agni James. I do guided meditations, chess, philosophy, Doom Eternal, chakra balancing, Grimm's fairy tales, the Tao Te Ching, et cetera, et cetera. And on that note, we're going to raid someone. Okay, let's see who is out there to raid. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see who's out there in the Twitch world. Okay, we are going to raid. How about we raid? This is a tough call. I got 2 guys that I'm debating between. Let's raid Spochi. Spochi is a really cool Australian dude who like does all sorts of weird shit, and he also travels over. I think he was in like Japan. I think last time I saw him, or no, Korea. He was in Korea. He does all. He's amazing. He'll ride around on like motorcycles and stream while he's riding on motorcycles. This dude is entertaining. He's wild. So we're gonna give him a raid. Let me get the raid call up for everyone to copy and paste. Just when you get there, post this in his chat. If he's on a motorcycle, he's probably not gonna respond, and he probably doesn't respond anyways to some of this stuff. So yeah, he's just a cool guy though. We're gonna give him a raid, and oops. There we go. There it is. Copy and paste that. And Aristotle, hey, thank you so much. Yes, those were 2 gems. I got to share 2 really good games with you guys. That makes me happy because we're teachers, right? What do we want to do? We don't want to show crummy things that you're not going to learn a lot from. We want to show games that are and we want to express ideas. I mean, chess is ideas. Philosophy is a bunch of ideas. Chess is white presents an idea to black. Black understands the idea and then responds with an idea of their own, right? It's just the back and forth. Same thing, right? So, it was good that I was able to show you guys some good games tonight. But anyways, thank you so much. I love you all. Copy and paste this into Spochi's chat. Have a wonderful night. Everyone check out Aristotle. Don't forget to drop him a follow. Super awesome dude. And yeah, I love you all. Be kind to the people around you. We all need a little love and light in our lives.